What is going on, everybody? Voidlego here, back with a brand new episode of Higurashi When They Cry. Last time on, it was the day after Rena told us all about the parasites, and she went into more detail about her theory on the parasites themselves. But when we go to school the next day, we decide to talk to Mion, and we tell her all the different things Rena told us, and in retrospect, it seems insane. But we go back to Rena's point of view, and she has gone completely in on the whole. Everyone is pretty much out to get her. She's going down the same pathway that Kechi went down in chapter 1, pretty much, of suspecting everyone, thinking they're all out to get her, and that this organization is behind the resurrection of Oshiro-sama. Now, here's a couple of things to point out. Last time, I responded to a comment of looking back in chapter 1 and seeing stuff. The person, um, uh, what's that damn word? Verified it? No, explained it, that the things they were referring to were the fact that Rena said on the final day to Kechi is, someone has been apologizing to you before, right? Or something along those lines. And the whole train thing is at the very beginning of the game, when we first get into Kechi's shoes, we hear a person, or a woman, as Kechi puts it, saying over and over, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," which can be interpreted as Oshiro-sama apologizing profusely to Kechi for going into Himizawa and therefore getting the curse placed on him, which is very interesting. First of all, I really like how I misconstrued that comment, and I tied it back in with the whole parasite theory when Rena came up with. It really goes to show you how this game is excellent in making scenes that can be interpreted in many different ways, which I think is very good. I mean, every story can be interpreted to some degree. Depends on the writer and some of that. Like some stories you don't have to interpret at all. Some stories you do have to interpret. But with this game, I feel like it's an interesting intermediate of facts and interpretation. Like you throughout the entire game, you gain these facts. You this is Shimizawa, this is his history, this is what happens in it, here's the murders. You're presented with all these facts, right? And then you're able to go back, the game doesn't I would tell you to do this, but you can go back in previous chapters and see new scenes in a new light, or interpret them in a different way than you last interpreted them, which I think is just an amazing thing that Ryoko 07 pulled off with this game. Of depending on the person, depending on the facts they have retained or want to choose to believe in, you can interpret this story in so many different ways, and there's so many different facets, there's so many different avenues you can go down in order to interpret this very complex, dense, amazing story, which is awesome. Another thing to point out from last episode is Rena's text color. Now, I did notice this, but I didn't say it in the episode. It turns into a red when we first went into Rena's point of view in this chapter. Her text was more pink, right? But as we could see here, while she's more paranoid, more frantic, it's turned blood red. And it's not just for her, it's for every person that speaks during her sections, which is honestly a very cool little detail, to be honest, of changing the text color to reflect how the person is interpreting the words. Read as in, oh, this is bad, or they're out to get me, and all that, which I think is a very, very cool detail to include. So, yeah, let's just get right into it, man. I cannot wait to see what else goes on. Why don't you take out a list for you? The danger of occult-bound syndrome lies in the fact that it can easily trigger delusional misidentification syndrome. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. I'm choosing to believe, I've had a lot of time to think about this. I'm choosing to believe there aren't any parasites. I don't think there are any. I think it fits very well. It's a puzzle piece that fits very well. But I don't think that's I don't think there are parasites. Now you may be asking, the two biggest pieces of evidence that hold up the whole parasite theory is one, how do you then construe the whole swamp mythos, or the swamp myth of, demons coming out of the swamp and causing people to go insane? I feel like it doesn't necessarily have to be parasites that caused that. It could have been simply that a bunch of people drank from the swamp one day and they caught a disease, went crazy, and maybe died, or maybe got cured. Like maybe the whole doctor angle of that could be very well true, as a foreign doctor could have come in and cured the illness, the disease of the quote-unquote demons. And obviously, because of superstition and the villagers not understanding like modern science from this foreigner, they construed that like, oh, this godlike doctor, this Osho-sama, has managed to calm down the demons within these people, which in reality is just he or she could have created a vaccine and got rid of the disease. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a parasite. So I'm believing that something did happen at the swamp. It wasn't parasites. It was simply a disease. A doctor did come in, cure it, and then after they were cured, they were allowed to roam around in Himizawa. With the whole, people aren't allowed to leave Himizawa, it could be a bit of like maybe the doctor like saying like don't leave the village, or maybe like later on future generations of Himizawa villagers could have been like, I don't know, create that myth by itself. But yeah, enough talking. Let's actually get into the damn story. The danger of a culture-bound syndrome lies in the fact that it can easily trigger delusional misidentification syndrome. That is to say, in the current case, every time the patient sees something trivial, she tries to interpret it as a curse. Oh, and the other piece of evidence that holds up the parasite thing of Rena seeing maggots coming out of her veins during her mental breakdown. You could easily interpret that as people, I think it's I don't research into it, but I think it's a common thing of like bugs to be in your skin, or like maggots or whatever to be under your skin, and you want to get them out during like mental break episodes. Like you could easily just attribute to that, and you might be saying, well, what about the scroll? Well, that could just be coincidence. I mean, maggots have been around for thousands of years. That is to say, yeah. And it's believed that as a result of the accumulation of these events in an understandable form, a delusional system is created, ultimately leading to paranoia. Furthermore, the patient is also exhibiting slight signs of a personality disorder. Sure. Of course, it's at a very mild level, but it's not causing any hindrance whatsoever to the patient's daily life. It's common for even healthy individuals to have primary delusions in their daily lives, but they usually ignore it automatically without recognition, since those delusions are nonsensical. However, there are cases where these delusions accumulate despite being incomprehensible. It largely depends on the particular characteristics of the individual, and it's believed that the patient shows relatively strong characteristics in this area. I believe you're very much aware that primary delusions are categorized into 3 different kinds. Delusional mood is the feeling of impending crisis without basis. Delusional intuition, that is not how you say it, is the feeling of a sense of duty or goal without basis. Delusional perception is the feeling of a baseless cause against a baseless target. In the patient's case, it's believed that these incomprehensible delusions accumulated acted out simultaneously with the culture-bound syndrome, which triggered a delusional misidentification syndrome. And it ultimately caused the incomprehensible delusions to become understandable by interpreting them as a curse. The comprehensible delusional system induces understandable secondary delusions, further strengthening the patient's delusional system with the passage of time. The delusional partosis mentioned earlier can be considered a secondary delusion. A common factor of all cases of paranoia is that even after an outbreak, they still appear perfectly normal with no change in their personalities. The patients are unaware of their own ailments, and due to their personal interpretations of their delusional system, there are many cases where patients arm themselves logically, making it extremely difficult for a third party to point out that they're having a delusion. Furthermore, although it may depend on the tendency of the delusions, there are also cases where a persecutory decision turns into a pursuit delusion or a conspiracy delusion, resulting in the patient creating an imaginary enemy and taking up antisocial behavior. For example, there are cases where believers of a religious cult were deeply influenced by the cult's founder paranoid visions, which shifted the group into a conspiracy delusion, and that made them all conduct antisocial behavior in the name of self-defense. Although no such cases have been reported in Japan yet, it could very well happen in the near future. Fortunately, the patient hasn't reached that serious condition as of now. With proper treatment, she should be able to make a full recovery. Please make sure that her father also understands that this is not an unusual case, but something caused by the accumulation of a number of innocent factors that anyone could have. The patient can be treated only by deepening her bond with her father. As long as she has that bond, she can certainly be treated. For the reasons above, if the patient is to return to her home village, I strongly recommend that the patient continue to receive guidance from specialized medical institutions. Please excuse me for writing such a long letter. Thank you for reading this until the very end. Yeah, and when his dad turned into a damn lunch takeout. Yeah, I mean, that's how like cults are like kind of made of like, a charismatic leader, comes into power, starts spouting out stuff, and people who want, cult leaders are horrible people, by taking advantage of vulnerable people at their worst, darkest times. I mean, the reason why so many cults have happened throughout, history is because they take advantage of vulnerable people who need to believe in something during a, crucial point in their lives. And so cult leaders take point of that. They, talk about like, oh, I'm the reincarnation of religious messiah or blah 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 or some other stuff, and join us, become part of something bigger than yourself, that kind of cult mentality. And people think like, oh yes, this all makes sense, within their own internal logic, like they want to believe in it. So now I'm believing more and more that the reason why Mona is believing in this parasite thing is because Takano was is the only person, as she said herself, to believe in her. Rena talked about the whole maggot thing to Takano, pretty much the first person, besides, doctors and the such. Takano, believed her because she was, making this theory about the parasites and connected it. And Takano showed care for her, care for like, I understand, I get it. And because she gave her those notepads that reinforce her delusion of like, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. It's actually something. And so she's choosing to believe in the parasites, which is leading her to her downfall, pretty much. God, this game's writing is fantastic. This game's writing is really... Oh, it's fantastic. Let's actually get into the game. 14 minutes, Jesus. Come on, Void. I think that's the longest intro yet. They were mowing the grass near the fence, which was probably covered to monitor the surroundings, just in case I tried to escape from the school. But they must have been thinking that would happen only after school was over. They seemed to have no idea that I had noticed their plan and was trying to run away right at that very moment. Couldn't use that front gate since they found me easily. I moved behind the school building, making sure nobody was around the curry garden, ran through it and dashed into the forest. I walked through the dense undergrowth, stepping on dead wood and climbing over fallen trees. After walking through the forest for a while, I came to a small road. I know many back roads in this village because of our club activities, and that knowledge had finally come in handy. So what should I do now? I'm sure the girl already passed on my message to Chi-sensei. Those men must be going crazy by now knowing that I ran away. Everybody in class looked at each other and shook their heads. Chi-sensei looked a bit upset that Rena left school early without telling her in person.
でもレナさん、最近はいつも体調悪そうでございましたものね。みー。レナ、カバンなんかも置きっぱなしだし、どうしちゃったんだろう。
なんだか嫌な予感がするぜ。
え？
I think I know what's going on. I'm not sure, but I have a very bad feeling about this. She must have taken another ridiculous story seriously or something. Hope she won't do anything crazy. I hurried home. My father might be at his new job or he might have gone shopping. He wasn't around when I got there. Now that they're on the move, I'm no longer safe in my house. They're very dangerous people. They're trained to be capable of attacking the Ministry of Construction, and they actually pulled off the kidnapping of the grandson of the minister. Locked doors and windows don't mean anything to them. In fact, it would be like I was hiding in a box, which they can open up to get at me. Could no longer stay at my home. It's very sad and very frustrating. Killed Rina and Tepe and finally regained a peaceful life with my father. How could this happen to me? Remember what Kechi-kun told me before. Expressed my feelings better than anything.
高野さんめ、とんでもない置き土産を。
Why did she give me those terrifying scrapbooks? Why did she tell me the secret of the unthinkable conspiracy? She got me into this. Didn't do anything. It's all Mio-san's fault. But who was interested in their stories? I was. Who had to continue talking? I did. I did that out of curiosity. Who had the memories of Abaki returned and told Mio-san about them? I did. Depended on Mio-san, hoping that she could somehow save me from the memories I've been trying to forget. Shouldn't have remembered anything about that bizarre incident. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have got involved in that unthinkable conspiracy, and I could have just played around with my friends today. But even if I didn't know about the conspiracy, I'd still continue behind the scenes. I would have been one member of the mob running in a panic, not knowing what's going on. The day of Osho-sama's revival, I would have been just swallowed up in their conspiracy anyway. Would I be happier if I faced that day without knowing anything? Would I be happier if I struggled knowing that about it, but ending up swallowed by it? If I'm going to end up the same way no matter what I choose to do, I'll fight. I'll choose to fight. Because that's how I seized my happiness before. When Rina invaded my home, seducing my father, I felt like it was the end of the world. I lived on the verge of despair every day. I thought that was the worst misfortune that could befall anyone. But the way things are going, it wasn't really that bad at all. I had only two enemies, Rina Mayama and Tepe Hojo. I knew my enemies, I knew how many they were. I worded them out one by one and I attacked them in the dark. It was a very easy problem to solve. But what about this one? I don't know who my enemies are, and I don't know how many or how strong they are. Even the people I once trusted might be my enemies. I can't possibly be sure. It's totally different from the previous problem. This might be the end of the world. This time it really was the worst thing that could possibly happen. But is it that really the case? With Rina, I felt like it was the end of the world, but I no longer think that it was that bad. So this might turn out to be an easy problem to solve in the end, and I might be able to laugh about it someday. I know that day will come. I know it for sure, so I shouldn't think that this is the end of the world. Let's fight. I can fight. I could still struggle. I eat grass and drink mud if I needed to. I'm going to bet on the 1% chance, even though it's unbelievably small. If Mio-san didn't leave me the scrapbooks, I wouldn't even have been able to sit at the table to bet. I was lucky that I received the scrapbooks because they gave me the chance to choose my future. If I don't fight, they'll spread the terrible parasite and this village will face a great disaster. According to the legend, when the demons first came out of the swamp, people became demons right after being infected. It happened while they were inside the village. These days, symptoms only appear only when infected people leave the village, but that only applies to the later weak parasite. The original parasite can reenact the curse of Osho-sama even when the infected are in the village. The legend of Osho-sama will be reborn. Humans and demons will start killing each other, and Osho-sama will come down to pacify the disaster. That's what they want. They want people to prostrate themselves before that miracle, and only the people who truly worship Osho-sama will be saved. I see. I know their true intention now. They're going to reenact the legend of Osho-sama. After all, the villagers always said that Rika-chan is the reincarnation. The stage is all set. They're going to use the parasite as the curse. So how are they going to make it look like Osho-sama came down to pacify everyone? I get it. They must have some kind of medicine. A specific cure for the parasite. When they recreated the stronger form of the parasite, they found a cure for it at the same time. They're going to use this cure to save only those people who believe in Osho-sama, and as a result, this village will only have those fervent believers. They're going to make themselves the absolute rulers of Himizawa. Wait, I still might be underestimating them. Are they going to carry out that horrifying act of bioterrorism only inside Himizawa? History proves that when their goal is to control others, people desire to spread their religion across a wide area. Sure that they conducted research not only to bring back the primitive form of the parasite, but also to overcome its weakness, namely that it only thrives in Himizawa. According to Mio-san's research, the parasite doesn't like its host to be far from the region. Its weakness is its distance. If they could extend the distance, if they could extend the area where it can live. I wonder how far along their research is. By now, the parasite might be able to live not only in Himizawa, but in Okayama as well. Or maybe even in the city? Maybe the whole prefecture. Might be able to cover nearby prefectures as well. This is too serious to just call it a conspiracy. It's horrifying enough, and it's scary large enough to call it a revolution. The day of revival is probably not far off. I can tell by how they killed Mio-san, and by extent of their pressure they're putting on me. They're trying to get rid of the small fishbone stuck in their throat by any means, because that day is coming ever closer. I'm the only one who can stand up against their revolution. I can't trust anybody. I think I could trust Kechi-kun, but no one else. Mi-chan is out of the question. I can't trust Rika-chan either. Sadako-chan and Rika-chan stick together like superheroes, so I can't trust Sadako-chan either. I can't trust any adults. I can't trust anybody. No one's on my side. I have to stand up against them alone. The clock is ticking towards that day, and the ticking noise made me frustrated. How should I fight against them? What should I do? I needed time to think. I needed a place, a safe area where I could concentrate on thinking. Fortunately, I had such an area already. My hideout, the garbage dump. Nobody ever goes there, so it's safe. Even if they found out about that place, I'm familiar with its surroundings. I know escape routes and places where I can hide. But it has a big shortcoming as a hiding place. It's not hard to imagine what that is. I don't have any stock of food there. That's why I came home. I opened one of my father's drawers and took out his cash box. The contents haven't changed since the last time I looked inside. There were many new 10,000 yen bills in the cash box. I took them all. I couldn't tell how many bills there actually were, but it looked to be about any of them. This should be plenty. If I waited them long enough to use all this money, that would mean that I did pretty well. Plus, I might use it to buy someone off. You can never have too much money, especially in a situation like this. I didn't take the bank book. If they were waiting in an ambush at the bank, I'd be done for. It's too risky to withdraw money. I grabbed my backpack. I took the key for my bicycle. Put everything I think would be convenient to have in the backpack. I didn't care if it got heavy. Actually, let me check the log. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I didn't. I didn't care if it got heavy. I chose what was necessary to carry around right there at my hideout. If there ended up being something I didn't need, I could leave it there. Jeez. I looked at the clock. It had been 30 minutes since I came home. I stayed here too long. I rushed out of the house. I went to a small convenience store and bought as much sweet bread and canned food as I could fit into my backpack. An old lady was at the register, probably suffering from dementia. She showed no interest in the extraordinary amount of food I was buying. But as soon as the manager of the store checked the sales that night, he'd find out. The idea didn't bother me because I could no longer walk around the village in the daylight anyway. My backpack was full and the cans hurt my back as I walked, but that didn't bother me either. I got to my hideout still carrying the heavy backpack. I organized the stuff I bought. It was very heavy to carry, but now I had sufficient food. The abandoned construction office still has running water, so I could get some from there. I wanted to get some vegetables, but in a situation like this, I could hardly complain. After organized things, I took out the scrapbooks I hid here and put my brain into top gear, flipping through the pages. So now what? How am I going to stand up against this gigantic conspiracy? I need to calm down, stay cool, but also to think fast. There might not be a lot of time, so I have to hurry, but I don't know what to do. It's easy to want to school in the morning when I overslept. It's easy because I know where I should go. But now I don't know where I should go or what I should do. Now that I've come to this point, I should tell Oshi-san everything. It's highly likely he's enemy me. But that doesn't matter anymore. If it was true, I'd just declare war. But if he was on my side, he'd be my only remaining hope. I'm far too weak to stand alone against the terrifying scale of this conspiracy posed to instill fear throughout Japan. I'd have to use a public phone to make the phone call. There's only one public phone in the village that stands at a place where it's hard for people to spot you. The phone booth.
Ah, the phone booth. I mean, come on. If the parallels to Chapter 1 aren't obvious enough.
It stands in the middle of nowhere where nobody really comes around. Many bugs gather around the light when it's dark, and it's not a pleasant place to go to. But I can't think of any other public phones I can use to contact Oshi-san without being seen. Even though it stands in the middle of nowhere, it's still dangerous to use in the daylight. I should wait until nightfall and take advantage of the darkness. I heard that Oshi-san has been holed up in the station since Mio-san's murder case, so I should be able to reach him any time. I have the number for the direct line to his office, too. The sky was still bright. Even though I had no time, I still had to wait for it to get dark. Frustrated and gray at the sunset. I should find something to do. I couldn't waste any time that I had, so there must be something to do. After I thought about what I could do, I found there was something I wanted to confirm. Something I've been worried about. Couldn't do anything else before it got dark anyway. Staying here doing nothing would just make me more frustrated. I made my decision and left the hideout.
Whew, God. Jeez, that was a long monologue. I think what's very cool about this chapter, specifically from Rena's point of view, is I feel like I've probably mentioned this a couple of times last couple of episodes, but I think the reason why Rena seems so believable during the whole parasite thing is that, you know, obviously the connections we make as the audience to those to the things that have happened in previous chapters, you know, the end of chapter 1, you know, the middle of chapter 3 and all that made Rena's parasite theory, we're only talking those, but whatever, the parasite theory is so believable because of all the violence and all that. Like, Rena right now is the viewer from the question arcs. Always questioning everything. Always misconstruing different, you know, sentences into things that fit into their theory. I mean, I feel like this whole parasite theory is like a what's the word? It's like it's a stand-in. It's a stand-in for any theory that a person may have come up with in the question arc of, like, you know, absolutely just out there theories that, like, you know, makes sense to the person coming up with it because they've seen these different dialogue sequences or this scene or that scene. You know, you can construe it to whatever way you want. And I think that's very cool. I really like how Ryuku 07 responded to theory crafting in, well, so far in this chapter via Rena, because from what I know, these chapters were released episodically, like kind of like Telltale, like from 2002 to 2004, if I'm right. Yeah, 2002, 2004. And obviously, Ryuku 07 got feedback from, people who played these. And I find that so fascinating that he's able to create. I don't know what I'm saying here. To create a stand-in for the audience within Rena in this chapter. I think that's awesome. I think that's so cool as a concept, and he's executing it magnificently. Just absolutely magnificently. Anyway, enough praising. When his father paced up and down the west way in front of his house. Jeez, let's hope my voice doesn't give out during this. A bicycle appeared, its rider ringing the bell.
駐在さん、ここです、ここです。
The police officer from the Himazawa police station had shown up. Having rushed to get there, he was breathing hard.
お待たせしました。状況をお伺いします。確かに施錠して出て行ったんです。そうしたらまず家の扉が開きっぱなしになってまして。
He led the police officer into the house.
それで私の部屋の手提げ金庫がまんまとやられまして。ご主人、これはその時のまま？触ってない？ええ、犯人の指紋とかあるだろうと思いまして金庫には触れてません。ただ中身を確認したので中のものには少し触れています。それで取られたものは？貯金通帳と印鑑は大丈夫だったんですが、中に入ってた現金を全部。通帳と印鑑大丈夫だったんですか？そりゃあ不幸中の幸いでしたね。最近は通帳から足がつくと思ってプロは現金しか持ってかないんですよね。こりゃあだいぶ手慣れた空き巣かな。金庫ごと持ってかないでこの場で開けちゃうってんだから相当のプロだね。で、お金はどのくらいやられちゃって？ちょっと数えてなかったんですが、多分1万円札で100枚近くはあったと思います。ああ、そう。それだけの現金が入ってることを誰かに知らせた？いえ、誰にも知らせてはいませんが、あの女たちならこの家に金があることを知っていたかも。あの女？ちょっとお話を聞かせていただけますか？実はあまりみっともいい話じゃないんでお恥ずかしいんですが。
Oh, shit.
間宮里奈という女とですね。
Oh, fuck. Just then the phone rang.
すみません、ちょっと出てきますね。すぐ戻ります。
You grabbed the phone.
はい、竜宮です。
すみません。前原と申しますが、レナさんはいらっしゃいますか？
レーナはまだ帰ってきてません。
まだ帰ってない？
いや、申し訳ないんですが、ちょっと今立て込んでます。遊びの電話でしたらまたかけ直していただけますかね。申し訳ないですね。失礼いたします。
He hung up after that. Okay. Is it me? Or has the text turned more red? No, I could just be like, maybe I'm just stupid. But I swear at the beginning of the chapter, it was kind of red, but not too red. This, however, is more blood orange, or whatever color. Or maybe I'm just misconstruing that. Maybe my dumbass can't see it. Maybe it's the same thing. But like, if over the chapter the text gets more and more red, that's an awesome detail.
I was stunned. Didn't look like anything had changed on the surface. It was hard to find this place at all because it perfectly blends in with the surroundings. I only found this place again because I remembered there was a tree with a big lump of wood on it nearby. The spot where I buried the corpses were perfectly camouflaged as if nothing had happened. That's why at first I thought I came to the wrong place. But I could make certain once I stick a shovel in the ground. Should be able to tell right away whether this place was dug up before or not. After several false starts, I found the exact spot where I buried the corpses. The biggest problem of all is that there were no bags in there at all. Why? How come? Did I bury them deeper than this? No, I didn't. I remembered exactly how deep I buried them. I know I didn't bury them deeper than this. I wasn't expecting this. Came here to check the corpses. I just wanted to do that to kill some time. Didn't want to stay in my hideout doing nothing, so I came here to check if the corpses I buried were still there. Make sure that they were still there, and I feel relieved. It was supposed to go like that. This was such an unexpected turn of events I broke out into a cold sweat. What's going on? What's going on? No need to calm down and think about what happened. Corpses can't come back to life and crawl out of the ground. Someone must have dug them out. Who did it and for what purpose? Did anyone happen to see us burying the corpses here and they dig them out after we left? What if they handed them over to the police? No, it can't be. It's been quite a while since they buried them here. It was before the Wanagagashi festival, so the ways to find the corpses, when Oshi contacted me, he had to know about Wena and Tepe, but he didn't tell me anything about them. I don't think he was hiding anything on purpose either. So that means the police don't know about Wena and Tepe yet. Then why are the corpses gone? That would leave only one answer. Who knows about this place? One of us came back here, dug out the bags, and took them away. The first person that comes to mind is Mion, the Sonozaki family, but can't think of a reason why they would do that. The murder of Rina and Tepe has something to do with them. I'm sure they don't want to get involved either, let alone be falsely accused. They must want to stay as far away from this case as possible. Why would they want to keep the corpses? It's like keeping a Joker even though you lose if you have the Joker by the end of the game. If I was me, Chana, what would I do? What would I do if I was the club president? The Joker is a card that you want to get rid of, or at least in the game I mentioned earlier, but it becomes a powerful card in other games. What kind of game would that be? An electric shock ran through my spine. At the same time, I realized that they were one step ahead of me. This Sonozaki family got the corpses to use them as a Joker, as a wild card, trying to use them to sell me out to the police. The Sonozaki family was trying to kill me using their death squad, but they wanted to have insurance just in case they fail. The thing they're afraid of the most is that I might work together with the police. If they could prevent that from happening, I have no one to work with. If that happens, I can no longer run away from them. I'd still be a fish in their pond. They're going to use the corpses to sell me out to the police for the murder of Duenna and Tepe. If the police started seeing me as a suspect, they never listened to my story. They could have been my last hope, but this will certainly turn them against me. But I'm sure the Sonozaki family doesn't want to use their Joker unless absolutely necessary. After all, Mion Sonozaki helped bury the corpses. Plus, they don't want the police to hover around Himisawa when the day of arrival so close. I'm going to call Oshi tonight. I'm going to ask him for help. I'm going to tell him everything, including the things I haven't even told Kechi-kun. Don't know if Oshi will believe me. It's a gamble, and my chance of winning is very small. Plus, my worst enemy has a Joker, the bags with the corpses inside. I'm impressed with Mion. That's just what I expected from the leader of our club. This is a battle that I'm betting my life on, but to Mion, this is like a board game taking place across Himisawa itself.
Okay. Obviously, taking inspiration from Chapter 3. Which, it's two things. We believe in the delusion, and that the corpses are truly gone. Or, the more plausible solution, she went to the wrong spot. Which in hindsight, makes that moment, that scene in Chapter 3,
What happened to that damn body in chapter 3? Did Ketchy... Okay, now the possibility is, did Ketchy just go to the wrong spot? Because... When did he lose the lantern? He lost the lantern at some point. Or, no, he carried the bicycle out first? No, he carried something out. But what if... Great, now this possibility is in my head. What if the spot Ketchy went to in chapter 3 wasn't the spot where Tepe was... No, that doesn't explain how Sadako... Alright, you know what? I'm going to weave that can of worms. I'm just going to weave that to the side. Chapter 3, you go to the side. I'm not even... That's a whole other 6-hour discussion. Let's just focus on the present. I grinned, repeating to myself that it's just a game. I put my wife on the line for every club activity we do because I don't want to suffer the punishment. This time that's become the little truth. There could be only one reason why they're trying so hard to drive me into a corner. It's because they're afraid of me. I assumed I was just a little girl with no power running about in confusion, but my enemy must not be thinking that way. If they didn't think I was a threat to them, why, they wouldn't take risks like this to drive me into a corner. That means Scrapbook's Mio-san left me must be way more dangerous to them than I think they are. I see, they have a Joker, but so do I. The Joker I have is so deadly and so powerful that I can break their plot into pieces. That's why they're so eager to find me. A cornered mouse can really bite a cat. I felt my fear towards my enemy fade away all of a sudden. Just as I feared them, so they fear me too. This is an evenly matched game. I don't have as bad as a hand as I thought I did. I was right to come here. I found out about the card my enemy was holding. This is a big deal. I felt myself shiver with excitement. I grinned to encourage myself. I don't need to be here any longer. They know this place. They might come here to find me. It's not safe for me to stay here for long. I decided to go back to my hideout. On the way back, I passed close to my house. I noticed something different right away. I hid behind a bush and looked at the front gate of my house. Oh, god damn it. Oh, fuck. My father was talking to a police officer. I strained to catch the conversation.
はい。いつもはそこに止めてあるはずなんです。
My father pointed to the place where I usually parked my bicycle.
わかりました。もしお嬢さんが帰られましたらご連絡をください。こちらの方でも探してみます。
Mi-chan, you're good. Did you already play your Joker? Man always starts a battle by attacking without hesitation and wins. Seems like the police are already after me. My chance of being able to explain the conspiracy to Oshi was already small, but this makes it even smaller. No. That's why I'm going to talk to Oshi. He sees the Sonozaki family as his enemy. He's trying to expose everything about them before his retirement. That's why he'll be on my side. He's not going to fall for their trick. Of course, there's a very high possibility that everything was part of their trap from the very beginning. It's possible that he claimed the Sonozaki family was his enemy in order to make me believe that he's on my side. But their Joker is actually giving me hope. If Oshi's one of them, it would be too early to play their Joker. Oshi's in one of them. That's why they got the Joker, so they can play it before I go to the police. No, wait, that might be a trick to make me think that way in order to make me trust Oshi. When Mion gives me two choices to choose from, it's usually better to choose the one I like without thinking too much. Mion, after all, likes to guess people's intentions in order to confuse them. So, when you think about a choice too much, you're already in their trap. I'm going to do as I planned. I'm going to call Oshi after it gets dark. If he's going to become my ally, we can talk about the future. If he isn't, that I realized was what I had to think about before it got dark. Jeez. Falling farther and farther into the delusion. Jeez.
Oh. いえいえ、時間のことは気にしないでくださいよ。
I gotta see something. The log probably... Oh, damn it, the log isn't... I swear to God, that's way darker. If I'm right about this, I have a good eye. But I swear this is a darker red. Like, it's now blood.
残業代はついちゃいませんが、ちゃんと勤務中ですので。
I started a conversation with an ordinary greeting to try and gauge his reaction. There's a 50-50 chance that Oshi's one of them. If he's their pawn, he'll either roll me out somewhere so he can arrest me, or he'll ask me where the scrapbooks are. But even if he didn't, that wouldn't prove anything. It's going to be difficult to determine if he's on my side or not, and I have to tell him about the scrapbooks no matter what. My heart's beating very fast. Even if I was sure that Oshi isn't their pawn, I'd still have to make him believe such a crazy story. And I have to do that over the phone. Marina wouldn't do anything for me. This is, I know, a gamble, but I have but a small chance of winning. If I didn't put my chips on the table, the game wouldn't even start.
以前も少し話しましたが、やっぱり私、何者かに狙われてるみたいです。
それは本当ですか？
ええ。以前までは、ひょっとすると気のせいかもしれないと思う程度だったのですが、昨日あたりから間違いないと思うレベルになりました。
間違いないレベルと言いますと？
数台の車が私の身辺を伺っているようなんです。うちの1台は白いワゴン車で、造園屋に偽装した4人の特攻隊と思われる人間が乗っています。
特攻隊というと、園崎家の暗殺部隊の？
はい、おそらくそうに違いないと思います。今日学校にまで詰めかけてきました。あわやのところで逃れましたが、危ないところでした。
しかし、なんだって急に。まさか竜宮さんが富武殺しについて嗅ぎ回っているとでも思い込んだんですかね。
Oshi hasn't mentioned the scrapbooks yet. It's not rather unnatural to beat around the bush like that by mentioning Tomoki's murder. But as I haven't told him about the scrapbooks, it could be a legitimate reaction.
実はですね、ついさっき嫌な話を耳にしました。もうちょっとちゃんと調べてからお耳に入れたかったのですが、お互い新情報を知ったら伝える約束です。
Bad news.
ですので、とりあえずお話しておきます。実は、沖宮の園崎組で悪い動きがあるらしいんです。
園崎組で悪い動きですか？
ええ。ちょっとショックな話かもしれません。実は、若い衆に人探しを命じているという話なんですがね。
Huh?
人探し？
My heart stopped for a moment upon hearing that. Are they...
私もにわかには信じられません。探しているのはあなたらしいんですよ。竜宮レナを探させているそうなんです。まだ仕入れたばかりの情報なんで何が狙いかはつかめていませんが、あなたの名前が出ていることだけは間違いありません。
This... Oh, damn it, what was it? What was the thing? Lena mentioned to Mion about Kasai dropping his, what was it? His wallet. That was it. His wallet. Oh, and they must have found out that why easily. Now they're trying to just get back in contact with her, but of course, what is going to misconstrue that?
私が身に危険を感じ始めているという話、信じてもらえますか？
ねえ、互いの話がきれいに一致します。リグさん、これはどういうことですか？
I mean...
お心当たりは？
What they're really looking for the scrapbooks I have. They want to know where they are, and they believe that I'm hiding them. They must be thinking they'll be able to hide the information in the scrapbooks forever if they succeed in shutting my mouth. But I couldn't tell Oshi about that yet. Answered his question by asking him a question.
大石さんの方で何かわかりませんか？私には全然どうしてだか。
私だってわかりません。園崎組があなたという個人を狙って動くなんて考えられない。でも事実なんです。信頼できる筋から得た情報で紛れはありません。
園崎組が私に関心があるのではなく、園崎本家が私に関心があるというのはどうですか？
こういった動きはめったに見せるものではありません。例えば組の上納金の持ち逃げがあったとか、そういうトラブルがあった時にはこういう騒ぎもあったりします。でもそれは大抵組関係の業界の話で、仇である個人が対象となるなんて前例がありません。
Maybe, I mean, Tepe and Rina have been gone for 2 weeks for a while. By this point, and maybe that's what they're looking for. Well, I mean, nah, they really, they didn't really like. Well, no, it would make sense because Rina, his catch was, Rena's father. Why wouldn't they go talk to him instead? Maybe they already did talk to her. I don't know. Maybe.
私がその貴重な一例目であるのは嬉しいですが、前例がないで済まされちゃこっちはたまらないです。
まあ、竜宮さん、落ち着いて。今度は竜宮さんが話す番じゃないんですか？
何をですか？
竜宮さん、園崎組がこういう動きを見せることはおいそれとあることじゃありません。何かの誤解にしたってなかなかあることじゃない。心当たりはありませんか？
Or Oshi could be lying about this. It's not it's not out of his wheelhouse to lie to someone. I mean, have we seen? Well, he uses manipulative tactics in order to get the answers out of somebody. So I wouldn't be surprised if Oshi did lie to Lena in this instance.
竜宮さんにとっては何気ない何かが彼らを誤解させている可能性もあります。
Yeah, because it always seems like Rena already told Oshi about the Sonozakis and she's after. Well, I mean, Oshi does believe the Sonozakis are behind it as well. So, yeah, enough theorizing. Let's just actually just go through this damn scene.
私の読みでは連中、あなたが園崎本家周辺を嗅ぎ回っていて、何かとんでもない事実を掴んだ、もしくは掴んだと思い込んでるのどちらかじゃないかと思います。それは竜宮さんが日々の生活でしてしまうような些細なものじゃない。もっと目立つ何かです。本当に心当たりはありませんか？
Is he my ally or my enemy? I still can't figure it out. This is it. Make your decision, Renawaku.
多分私がミオさんのスクラップ帳を預かっているからだと思います。
ミオさん、高野ミオのスクラップ帳ですか？そいつは一体。
If he was my enemy, he wouldn't be able to hide any excitement. But his voice remained steady and didn't sound unusual when he said the word scrapbooks.
はい。実は私、ミオさんが殺される数日前に彼女と図書館で出会って、その時に意気投合して彼女に研究をまとめたスクラップ帳を数冊預けられたんです。
研究をまとめた？
はい。ミオさんはひなみ沢村の歴史について深く研究していたんです。そしてそれらを数冊のスクラップ帳にまとめていました。奴らはミオさんを殺した時、スクラップ帳が何冊か足りないのに気づき、それを私に託していたことを気づいたのだと思います。
奴らの狙いはスクラップ帳？リグさん、それは一体何なんですか？
ひなみ沢がかつて鬼ヶ淵村と呼ばれていた太古の昔についての研究をまとめたものです。お社様信仰の発祥について書かれています。
お社様信仰？人食い鬼の末裔が仙人になってっていう？
ええ。ミオさんはその研究の中でお社様信仰についてのある重大な秘密を暴いたんです。その研究結果は お社様を神聖であると崇める人たちにとっては極めて冒涜的な内容でした。
I don't know why I'm thinking this, but like Rena thinks this is like a fucking Resident Evil game. Specific, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Resident Evil Village is pretty much the same like basic outline. You know, cult leader, people believing in her, parasite going around. Shit, this is just Resident Evil Village about like what, 12 years, 13 years before it even came out. Damn, Ryoko 7, you're good. You should write for Resident Evil next after Silent Hill.
なるほどなるほど。信仰の特に盲信的な連中にはその研究の存在が許せなかった。
Oh, she was taking notes. Could hear him writing something while he spoke.
彼らはミオさんを消し、そのミオさんが残したスクラップ帳も葬ろうとしているんです。最初のうちは私が持っているのかどうか分かりかねているようだったんですが、昨日を境に疑わしきは殺せという方針に変わったように感じています。
なるほど。それは好ましい状況ではありませんね。あなたの身辺を警戒させましょう。
Just writing down like crazy girl over and over on his notepad.
あと、そのスクラップ帳を拝見させてください。高野殺しの何かの手がかりになるかもしれない。
あ、いえ、警察の内部にも奴らの手先が混じっている可能性が高いです。ですから身辺の警戒は結構です。自分の身は自分で守ります。あとスクラップ帳も同じです。彼らはそれを抹消しようとするでしょう。たとえ警察の中であっても。
園崎組があなた一人をターゲットに動いている以上、もしこれが園崎本家の頂上からの指令なら、園崎本家が敵だった場合、悔しいですが私たちの中にも内通者がいないとは限りません。
そういうことです。ですから私のことは気にしないでください。それよりお願いがあります。とてもとても重要なお願いです。
言ってください。何ですか？
ミオさんの研究によるならば、今ひなみ沢の闇に恐ろしい陰謀があり、それが遠くないうちに実行されそうなんです。
陰謀？それは一体何です？
I got tense all of a sudden. If I tell him everything, it's going to sound like a big lie. Should leave out the bizarre sounding parts for now. It'd actually make the story more credible.
奴らの正体はお社様信仰の信者たちです。奴らは明治以降すっかり下火になってしまったお社様信仰の意向を取り戻し、太古の鬼ヶ淵村の時代のような厳格な信仰を復活させようとしているんです。
続けてください。メモしてます。
ミオさんの研究によると、お社様伝説の根底には大昔のある風土病の存在があるんです。その風土病の猛威がお社様のたたりと恐れられ、それを治療できる医者的存在がお社様と崇められ、村を支配した。
そうだったんですか。なるほど。続けて。
その風土病は土着のある特殊な寄生虫によるものだったんです。ですが長い世代を繰り返すうちに徐々に無害になっていき、彼らにとって風土病が無害ではお社様のたたりがなく、たたりがなければ救いも必要ない。だからお社様の神聖性が保てないわけです。
それを復活させようとしたら、それはつまり風土病を蘇らせるということを意味するわけですかな？
そうです。奴らはお社様伝説をゼロからもう一度やり直し、お社様の降臨を再現しようとしているんです。
Oh, she writes down, what the hell is an endemic disease? Look on Google later.
そのため 古代の強力な風土病を再発させる原子の寄生虫を研究していたと思われます。連続開始事件の正体はこの研究結果を試すものだったんです。そして富武さんに対して古文書に残る氏脇病を再現できた。奴らは5年かけて原子の力を持つ寄生虫を復活させたんです。
なんてこった。
奴らの最終的な目的はその寄生虫をばらまき、お社様に帰依する者のみを特効薬で救い、お社様信者のみの楽園を作ろうとしているんです。
それは間違いなく事実でしょうね。
このスクラップ帳にはその寄生虫がひなみ沢の人間のほぼ全員に寄生している事実が書かれています。医学的根拠に基づいていて、その寄生を間違いなく裏付けます。
信じられない。そう、お寮のババアめ、ほっときゃいつでもお迎えが来るだろうに。自分一人じゃ三途の川一つ渡らないのか。こいつは無差別テロだぞ。なんてこった。
本来の寄生虫はひなみ沢一帯にしか適用できませんでしたが、彼らはその競技の傾向からより広域にわたって寄生虫が環境適応できるよう改良を加えている可能性が高いです。ひなみ沢だけにとどまらない。沖宮を飲み込むか、市内全域に及ぶか、県全体にまで及ぶか。
くそったり。どうすりゃいいんだ。くそ。首謀者は誰です？
ひなみ沢御三家。おそらくは園崎家の当主でしょう。ただしお寮が主会なのか、お寮すらも駒なのかは分かりません。私には奴らを奴らと呼ぶことしかできない。その規模も全く分からないんです。
その研究がどこで行われているか分かりますか？そこを押さえます。
それはこのスクラップ帳にも書かれていません。大石さんの方で見当はつきませんか？
そんな寄生虫だのなんだのの研究をしてるってことはかなりしっかりした施設でしょうな。改造拳銃ぐらいならガレージを改造して秘密工場にもできるだろうが、寄生虫じゃそうはいかないでしょう。
Well, there's that one weird building that appeared out of nowhere around, what was it, 4 years ago? Wait a minute.
ミオさんは入江診療所に勤めている看護師でした。入江診療所が怪しいということはありませんか？ひなみ沢の規模から見て立派すぎるのが前から不審だと思っていました。
入江診療所か。
They needed a specially designed facility with advanced airtight containment among other considerations to be able to do research on dangerous parasites like this one. It's easy to equate suspicious research with a clinical facility, but it also sounds too easy and a little cliche. At first, I thought they converted part of the clinic into a secret research center, but it actually sounds a little too unrealistic.
とにかくそれがどこかは分かりません。それはどうか大石さんの方で調べてください。怪しげなところを片っ端から調べられないんですか？
I mean, he needs to get a warrant.
ご存知の通り、警察は強制捜査には令状ってもんが必要です。そりゃ後付けで取ることもできますがね。間違いなくそこだという決定的な証拠があった時の話です。
Oh, she's a police officer. If he's going to work as a police officer, he has to follow the rules.
でも大掛かりな細菌テロが計画されているのだけは事実なんです。しかもミオさんの殺し方の請求さから見て、私は彼らが実行に移す X デーが近いような気がしてなりません。
わかりましたわかりました。こちらの方でも何とかしています。そんなとんでもない計画なら園崎本家も一枚岩ってわけにはいかないでしょう。必ずどこかに胸中で反対している人間がいるはずです。そういう人物と接触できないか、こちらでも探してみます。任せてください。こういうのは私の得意とするところですよ。
Don't worry, Wenna. I know the perfect content. Hey, Shion. Perfectly changed Shion. Oshi laughed to try to cheer me up. I was upset with the work of the police before, but Oshi's positive reaction is very reliable. He's what you might call an outlaw. Oshi's greatest advantage to me is that he doesn't exactly play by the rules. It's very encouraging that he has that kind of skill, especially since we have to act both very quickly and without conclusive evidence. The police normally investigate incidents after they've happened, but that doesn't work in this case. If this incident actually does occur, it's going to be a huge disaster.
ミオさんはなんて恐ろしい陰謀を暴いたんだろうと恐ろしくなります。
気の毒な最後でした。隣の県の山中でドラム缶の中でこんがりでしてね。気の毒なことです。そういえばちょいと彼女のことで変わった話がありましてね。
What, she was strangled to death?
変わった話ですか？
ねえ、最初何か事件に関係があるのかなって思ってたんですがね。今のとてつもない陰謀の話に比べたらさまつな話です。多分鑑識のちょっとしたミスでしょう。
いえ、聞かせてください。そういう約束じゃなかったですか？
いえ、隠すつもりなんかありません。ただちょいと夏向きな話だったもんで。リュウさん、綿流しの晩を覚えてますか？あの晩の祭りの終わった後です。あなたの仲良し5人組と富武、高野の7人で談笑してますよね。
談笑というほどではありませんでしたが、少し話をしたような気がします。
実はですね、高野の遺体が見つかったのはその晩なわけですが、隣の県警さんの鑑識では死後24時間以上って出ちゃったらしいって噂があるんです。
Excuse me?
でもそれだと話がおかしい。あの祭りの前の晩には殺されてることになる。
殺されてることになる？
I'm confused. She was found dead on the night of Higurashi and she had been dead for 24 hours. That means...
つまり早い話が綿流しの日には高野はもう死んでることになるんですよ。だからあの祭りの晩に会った彼女は実はゾンビだったのかななんてね。
Huh. There's that goddamn... Here's my own parasite theory. There's that goddamn theme again. That... I don't know what to call it. Weird thing that keeps happening. Fucking doppelgangers. Goddamn it keeps fucking appearing in this game. And I feel like it means something. These different doppelgangers that appear, the obvious, most obvious piece of evidence of doppelgangers is, Shion and Mion and one and the same and all that, she died, and Mion dead body was found and Shion turned back into Shion and, the whole thing with Chapter 3 and Chapter 5. But also the whole doppelganger type situation in Chapter 3 of, people claiming they saw Kechi at the festival even though he wasn't there. What the fuck is... Do people have, good disguises? Or, have we ever met the actual Takano? She didn't appear in Chapter 4. I know that for sure. She did not appear in Chapter 4, so, we can't really verify her existence there. 24 hours. She had already been dead for 24 hours. What the fuck does that mean?
まあ、あちらの鑑識のちょいとしたポカでしょう。
I felt my brain freezing over. Oshi laughed, saying that it sounded like a horror story from summer camp. But actually, the fact that Mio-san's death was off backed up her ridiculous theories. I haven't mentioned this one to Oshi or Kichi-kun, but did they start to doubt everything else I said? That's how absolutely unbelievable this theory is. At any rate, the mismatch at the time of Mio-san's death means a lot. What irony. Mio-san came up with the theory and she proved it correct with her own wife. No, not yet. This doesn't prove anything yet. If her theory is true, it might happen again. There's no way. It can't be true. I still can't believe it. But Oshi just said it. He said Mio-san was already dead on the night of the festival. It means that the Mio-san who was walking arm in arm with Doremi-san on that night wasn't Mio-san. Mio-san was already dead, so that wasn't her. That means she was... I felt a new sensation, one I never felt in my life before. It wasn't an ordinary kind of dread. It was a fear of the truth. No fear is worse than the fear of accepting a truth you don't want to believe. Compared to this fear, the fear of being stalked by the Sonozaki family, being burned alive in an oil drum looks silly. That's how deep of a fear I felt, and I felt it crawling all over my body.
リグさん、悪いことは言いません。警察が信用できないお気持ちもわかります。園崎本家は市内全域を牛耳っていますからね。署にも園崎家の御用聞きみたいな連中がいますし、それでも今のあなたは危険だ。それで私個人を信用してはくれませんか。私以外の誰も知らないところにあなたをかくまいます。私をどうか信用してください。
I don't doubt Oshi at this point. I actually think he's very reliable. I would have said yes without a second thought, but the situation has drastically changed. If Mio-san's death backs up this unbelievable truth, address Oshi. I believe he will find an enemy and take them down, but I'd rather protect myself on my own than let someone else do it. If the unbelievable truth is real, then I couldn't trust anybody except myself. What truth? No, even myself might appear before me too. What?
大石さん、本当にありがとうございます。とにかく奴らの研究所を突き止めて、なんとか陰謀を食い止めてください。私はしばらく身を潜めます。また連絡しますね。
I notice I've been on the phone too long. I've been using this phone booth with a light on in the middle of the darkness. In other words, I've been telling everybody I'm here.
もしもし。もしもし。
She hung up. Oshi wanted to talk more. He quirks his tongue and put the phone down. His junior, Kumagai, rushed into the room.
おいさん、やっぱりヤバそうな山っす。竜宮レナを探させているのは園崎組葛西達義。
葛西？
Okay, now it makes more sense. Okay.
園崎茜の懐刀じゃないですか。
I'm pretty sure he just wants to find his damn wallet, or the confusion about that, or something. Tatsuoshi Kasai was a pretty high-ranking big shot, even amongst the boss's younger brothers. He used to be the boss of a subordinate branch, but after suffering a bad injury during a gang war, he stepped down and now he served as the boss's aide. Akane Sonozaki relies especially on him, and as their right-hand man, he's still feared even now. When Kasai moves, other gangs consider it as a declaration of war. They fear him very much. He's a warrior amongst warriors. He's been lying low these days, but he's led a countless number of gang wars. He was also the leader of the professional attack squadron that went to the US to receive military training during the dam conflict. They were crazy enough to think of attacking the Ministry of Construction for real.
情報や界隈でも相当な騒ぎになってるようです。竜宮レナが園崎組にとって相当都合の悪いものを握ってるんじゃないかともっぱらの噂です。
情報屋の皆さんもさすがに勘がいいですね。こりゃとんでもない山になってきたぞ。
佐藤さんは例の建設省とお寮の秘密交渉テープじゃないかって見てるみたいっす。だとすれば人が死ぬ騒ぎになるっすよ。
This is more serious than that, Oshi thought. If her story is true, this is a massive conspiracy. It's going to cause more than quite a few deaths. might destroy the entire village, or even the entire prefecture. This is going to be the biggest terrorist strike in history. Okay, so that does confirm that Oshi actually believes Rena. You know what? In this situation, I can't even call Oshi like, "Oh, you stupid. Why are you believing in this?" For fuck's sake, I believed it. If like the viewer themselves believes the damn theory, can you really blame the characters for blaming it, like believing in it? It's like, I mean, shit, I got tricked too, man. It's very fucking convincing.
リュウグレナやばいですよ。クマちゃん、覆面パトを竜宮家に貼り付かせてください。本日付で竜宮レナから暴力団組織に脅迫を受けている訴えがあったため身辺警護ってことにします。ガジオには後で私から話します。
いえ、実は竜宮レナは自宅を出ているらしいです。駐在所からの連絡ではどうも家の金を何十万か盗んで雲隠れしているらしいんです。それから竜宮家の前には園崎組の車が1台張り付いているという連絡が。
バッカ野郎、なんでそいつは早く言わないんだ。竜宮レナは相当高度に狙われてるぞ。さっきの電話は家じゃなかったんだ。竜宮レナを至急保護します。車を回せ。家の前に張り付いてる野郎を締め上げろ。おい、我がの何か来い。おっ。
God, this truly is the snowball effect.
え？レナさんが家にいない？この時間に？
はい。しばらく家の前で待たせていただきましたが、戻られる気配がなかったもので一度引き上げました。
誰かの家に遊びに行ってるとかじゃない？案外本家でお姉たちと一緒に部活大会だったりしてね。
Shannon was lying down on the sofa, picturing her sister and her friends fooling around and playing games like they always did.
一応それを疑って本家にも寄らせていただきましたが、いらっしゃられないようでした。ミオンさんもレナさんがお帰りになられないのを心配しておられました。
そうなの？どうしたんだろうね。はって。
めったにないことだろうとは思いますが、たちの悪いのに絡まれたのかもしれません。念のためレナさんを見かけていないかどうか聞き込ませています。
あの子に限っては大丈夫だと思うけどな。何気に強いしね。
それはそうと、私に何の用だったんです？
Kasai took off his jacket. Jen only told him to go see Rena because she heard that Rena requested him to see him in person. I fucking knew it. God damn it. God damn it.
あれ？言わなかったっけ？なんかね、葛西の落とし物を拾ってるらしいよ。お姉が言うには、レナさんそれを直接返したいんだってさ。おうおう、いいね。若い子にモテることで。
堪忍してください。しかしご無事だといいのですが。
Right then the phone rang. Kasai answered it while loosening his tie.
はい。はい。わかりました。直ちに。
Kasai sounded very serious, and Shiana immediately figured out who he was talking to.
誰？お父さん？
はい。レナさんを大至急保護して本家へ護送せよとの園崎本家からの命令です。
ばあさんの直令？レナさん、何をやらかしたんだか。ああ、爪かな。かわいそうに。くわばらくわばら。
レナがまだ帰ってないって？
うん。実は聞いた話だと、レナ自宅を出てどこかに雲隠れしてるらしい。
God, this is like watching a fucking like chain reaction go off.
雲隠れ？どういうことだ？
あとこれはさっき入ってきた情報なんだけど、警察がリュウグウレナの行方を探してるって。
なんだって？
なんでもレナの家の前にはすでに覆面パトカーが1台張り付いてるらしい。村の中にもすでにサイレンなしのパトカーが数台入り込んでるみたい。あと君吉本家にも警察から電話があって、リュウグウレナの所在を至急確認したいので、懲戒連絡網で確認をしてほしいと連絡があったって。
ってことはまさか俺たちの隠した死体が見つかったってことか
We hid them deep in the mountains. They couldn't have found them that easily.
それは 100% ありえない。私が保証するよ。
おう、よく 100% なんて言い切れるな。
実はね、あの死体、園崎家の方で秘密の場所に処分させてもらったの。
Okay, so she wasn't at the wrong side. They really okay. Yeah.
秘密の場所？
まあ、そこは深く考えない。
Yeah, should we put them down the old dungeon well? Dungeon what? Don't worry about it.
私たちが埋めたあの山林、後でよくよく聞いてみたら、今年の夏に大規模な伐採計画があるって分かったの。だからちょっと私の方で手を回させてもらったってわけ。
そっか、なるほどな。
Well, that's good.
お前、味方なら頼りになるけど、敵だったら怖いやつだな。
おじさんを誰だと思ってるんだか。
じゃあ死体じゃないよな。一体どうして警察がレナを？
わからない。
Oh my
北
god.
条哲平と間宮里奈が竜宮家を食い物にしようとしてたって話は裏の界隈ではちょっと知られてたらしいんだよ。
Oh my god, because the fucking free families don't trust the police and the police don't trust the fucking Sonzaki family. It's oh dear god. Oh, this is all gonna fucking snowball, man. I can already see it. Oh, it's a damn chain reaction. Oh god. God, it's so cool to see this though. Just this finally, like, we understand all the mechanics of this village, and now we're just seeing how it all just fucking snowballs, and it's going to get bigger and bigger until it hits a fucking
そっち
wall.
の角度からレナが浮上したのかもしれない。とにかく容疑者ってわけじゃないみたい。でも重要参考人とかって扱いではあるだろうね。
どっちだって同じだぜ。くそ、せっかくレナは平穏な生活を取り戻したんだぞ。ここで台無しになんかしてたまるか。ミオ、俺たちでなんとかレナをかばおう。
当然だよ。とにかく警察よりも先にレナの身柄を確保するようさっき沖宮の家に伝えた。本家でならレナを 120% 警察から守れる。
レナをかくまうだけじゃ解決にはならないんじゃないのか。レナの嫌疑を何とかしないと。
そこは保護してから考えるよ。アリバイを証明する証人なんかいくらでも作れるし、本家に出入りしてる最高の弁護士もいる。
Yeah, Phoenix White.
私たちは仲間を絶対に見捨てない。
God, when are they going to make a new Phoenix White game? I want to fucking let's play it as soon as it comes out.
ああ、そうさ。
That's for another time, though.
絶対にレナを守ってやろうな。くそ、俺ができるのはミオンに頼るだけかよ。情けねえぜ。
まあ蛇の道は蛇ってことだよ。おじさんの方で手を尽くすからここは任せな。あと村全体で警察の目をごまかすためアリバイを作る。レナがゴグラのあたりで目撃されたことにしよう。警察の目が広域に散ればそれだけ薄くなるはずだよ。
なるほどな。そいつはうまいぜ。
こんなのはダム戦争の頃はお手の物だったよ。絶対にレナをかばいきってみせる。あとケイちゃん、レナはケイちゃんのことは特に信頼してた。だからレナの方からケイちゃんのところに現れる可能性がある。その時にはすぐ保護してあげてほしい。その時は 私にもすぐ連絡してね。
お、わかったぜ。
レナは強い子だからね。きっとこんな苦難も乗り越えてみせるよ。
そうだな。
I hesitated to say something. Rena hadn't been her normal self lately. If she was her normal self, I had no doubts that she could overcome this. But Rena is deeply convinced that Takano-san's delusions are true. Rena believes that the Sonozaki family is behind the conspiracy. I'm not sure if she trusts the Sonozaki family to protect her.
大丈夫だよ。私とレナだって仲間同士なんだからさ。腹を割って話せばすぐに誤解だって分かってくれるよ。ケイちゃんだって私と話して誤解が解けたんでしょよくもまあ、あんなとんでも話を信じたもんだよ。
まあな。我ながらよくあんな話を鵜呑みにしたもんだぜ。
Yeah, sure, something.
前原圭一、多分一生の恥だぜ。やれやれ。
I really was deeply convinced until I talked to Mion. Even after the promise of friendship we made, I doubted her. Guys, don't you understand? The main message of Higurashi is communication. Communicate, god damn it. Takano-san was endowed with magic, and I think the scrapbook she wrote also carried a spell. Scrapbooks can make people go mad. They're forbidden scrapbooks. Nobody was supposed to read them. When it's captivated by the power of that magic, even after Takano-san's death. I have to wake her up. Got a bad, very bad feeling about it.
ああ、ごめん。来客だわ。なんだか警察っぽいな。じゃあこれで電話を切るね。
お、わかった。
レナは今晩以降、ゴグラのあたりに潜伏してることになってる。警察に何か聞かれても、知りません、会ってませんで通すんだよ。
お、了解。
Mion waited for my answer, then hung up the phone. After she hung up, I slowly started to feel like Rena was being consumed by some huge, unthinkable fate. It's not only the police I'm worried about. I'm also worried because Rena is ensnared by the power of Takano-san's magic. I fear that she might be suffering from incredible anxiety. I'm worried. Rena might be hiding at her secret base in the garbage dump. Rena once told me that she used to spend time there with Rene-san when is at her house. She told me that she had the scrapbooks there too. She's hiding there, she must be hungry by now. I should bring her something to eat. Wait. Oh my god, no. Oh god, I think I know what this is going to lead to. Oh god, it's going to be exactly like chapter 1 when fucking Rena brings food to Ketchy, but oh no. Oh no, oh god. I went to the kitchen to look for some junk food. My mother looked confused.
母さんごめん。ちょっと出かけてくるよ。
こんな時間に？もう遅いからよしなさい。
大切な用事なんだ。すぐ戻るよ。あとそれから、もし俺が留守の間にレナが来るようなことがあったら、黙って。それからレナの所在を尋ねる電話が来たら、知らないって言って切っちゃって。
My mom looked angry that I was leaving the house at so late an hour, but I rushed out of the house before she could say anything. I grabbed a flashlight from the wall of the garage, got on my bicycle, and sped off into the darkness. The moon looked beautiful, but in a creepy way. I feel like something terrible is going to happen. You and me both. I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming. Something is going to happen. The moon, seemingly knowing just what that something will be, looked like it was laughing at us, pacing back and forth in confusion. Damn it! Laugh all you want. Laugh at this funny story as much as you want. I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to fight. I want to smash through whatever fate is waiting for us. Rena, I hope you're there. Maybe my bicycle needs some oil? It was making a lousy noise as I pedaled. Damn it, my bicycle was laughing at us. Oh shit. Oh shit, dude. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh. Oh, damn it. Oh, god damn it. Another chapter that leaves me wanting more. Oh, dude. Village of the Body Snatchers. That's a good reference. That's a good achievement. Oh, damn it. Oh, do I go for it with it? Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna keep going. Fuck it. I can't stop. Them. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The damn text is getting more darker red. I finished talking with Oshi on the phone and soon left the phone booth. I realized something, and a chill ran through my body. I was in a phone booth that stood out tremendously in the dark. Somebody must have seen me. I was certain I was being watched. I saw glowing eyes staring at me in the dark. It wasn't human. Was it an illusion? No. I knew who they were. They were the ones controlling the three families who ruled Himizawa. Its eye level was too low for it to be human, and its outline was vague. I knew from the past records that they were physically flare. The silhouette, which indicated its inhuman appearance, was unbelievably unrealistic, especially its protruding head. One of the scrapbooks I received from Mio-san described their appearance in detail. Their eyeballs were pure red like blood. Their bodies smelled like ammonia. Even though some of them have at times been captured around the world, all of them melted or disappeared, leaving no trace behind. The only traces remaining are the marks proving their descent to Earth. Right then, the impossible, unrealistic silhouette took a step closer, and got closer and closer towards me, making a realistic noise as it crunched across the gravel. The noise pulled me back to reality. It kept walking towards me. It sounded like it was kicking pebbles everywhere as it walked. It was coming closer and closer. I was scared, so I said the same thing once again. This time, the glass door of the phone booth I was just in started to rattle and shake. Bang! It made weird sounds as if being struck by something. I screamed loudly in fear and started running. I ran so hard that I felt like my lungs were about to explode, and then I looked back to find that the thing was no longer chasing after me. Was it my imagination? There's no way it was just my imagination. I definitely heard the sound of the gravel being kicked in the phone booth rattling, but I needed to calm down. Right then, I needed to make my heart stop beating so fast. I'd have to fight them eventually. The next time they appeared, I was going to strike back at them. I was going to squash their heads with my big hatchet. To protect Himizawa, it was my duty to do so. I wouldn't allow them to do whatever they wanted. I saw the lights flickering in my head again. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, Rena, no. No. Oh, God. Oh, my poor Rena. Alright. Let's keep going. What the hell is going to happen? Even if I turn on the light in my hideout, nobody would see it because of the piles of bed and cars in the way. While I'm aware of that, I decided not to turn it on just in case. It's a bit scary to hide in this quiet place alone in the dark, holding my breath. I'd have to keep myself busy with something. But my brain won't work properly, and I don't even have the energy to think about what to do from now on. However, I don't have the courage to ride down to sleep and regain my strength either. Every time I heard or thought I heard a suspicious sound, I'd gasp and stare into the dark. That's all I did all night. Hoshi believes that the Sonozaki family was behind the conspiracy, but he can't do much without solid evidence. For that, he has to locate the facility where they're doing the research on the parasite. But we have no idea where it is. I think the Yuri clinic is still the most likely site, but I have no credible evidence. Really, I don't think they do their research in a place so obvious even I could guess it. They might be using one of the bomb shelters that was built during the war as some kind of secret underground research center. Now that I come to think about it, I remember a secret building nobody is allowed into on the premises on the Food Day Shrine. I think it's called the Ritual Storehouse. According to Mio-san's research, the Food Day Shrine is the center of the local worship of Oshiro-sama. The police keeps the tools for ceremonies in the Ritual Storehouse. One of the ceremonies is the bizarre festival Wanagagashi, and so the shrine storage must be something very secret. If I remember right, Wanagagashi was also a medical ritual designed to vaccinate and immunize people against all of the all-too-strong parasites. That means the tools they used for Wanagagashi were medical ones. If my guess is right, the Ritual Storehouse is the most sacred place in the village, as well as the most appropriate building to use for medical purposes. It's suspicious. There might be a secret research center in the Ritual Storehouse. Oh, damn it. The police should be forming a raid on the Ritual Storehouse, not the Yuri clinic. Why didn't I think of that when I was talking to Voshi on the phone earlier? Hope she realizes this too. Should I go back to the phone booth and tell him about the ritual storehouse? But when I thought that I heard a car coming closer, I held my breath. It's not normal for a car to come here this late at night. I thought about many possible scary scenarios which made me nervous. After a while, I saw the headlights of the car near the former dam construction office. The car must have passed by me and gone to the office. But it's a deserted, empty office building. There's nothing there. It's not a place where people would visit this late at night. While I was staring into the dark, the engine of the car stopped and its headlights were turned off. I could see 2 flashlights flickering in the darkness. The lights moved into the office building. They must think I'm hiding there. I held my breath and kept watch on their movements. Can't tell who they are, but I bet they're pawns of the Sonozaki family. They know that I went away from home and they must be looking for me everywhere in the village. Though I needed to conceal my breath, my face started feeling itchy and I had an urge to stretch my legs. My own body infuriated me. The humidity made me sweat all over, so the back of my knees and my neck had been itchy for quite a while. Scratching would make an unbelievably loud noise, so I decided not to scratch anymore. It usually doesn't make any noise when I just scratch some mosquito bites. Probably just being nervous and overreacting. There's quite a distance between me and them, and I'm in the dark, holding my breath. They wouldn't notice it even if I sneezed, let alone scratch myself. But I didn't want to make any noise at all, so I tried to forget the itchiness, but after all that, I ended up scratching everywhere like mad. After living hiding like this for a while, I don't know how long I can go on when I'm so nervous on just the first night. I need to toughen up more so I can remain placid, even in a situation like this. I forced myself to relax, scratch my neck without hesitation, and try to cope with sticky sweat all over my body. I started getting hungry. My stomach growled. That's a good sign, though, since it means I'm starting to relax. I can't eat yet, though, and make a lot of noise. I decided to wait until they finished looking for me and went away. Go away, go away. You can eat if you go away. Soon as the intentions I was sending out bore fruit, they had stopped looking around the building. However, I must have concentrated my thoughts too strongly. They were pointing their flashlights in my direction. Did they notice me? No. Not only that, they're walking towards me. I made my body as small as possible, hid under the wake, and listened to their footsteps as carefully as I could. All the while, I heard the footsteps coming closer and closer. Since the footsteps are coming straight towards me, they must already know where I am, I think. It's scary, but there's no way they already know where I am. If they did, they wouldn't have wasted their time looking for me around the office building. And they wouldn't walk as slowly as they did. It's just a coincidence that they're walking in this direction. Since I'm hiding under the blanket, I can't see who they are. I don't know where they're shining their flashlight, so I can't stick my head out from the window to see who they are either. I just have to stay motionless so I can walk until I sense they're gone. They stopped when they came near my hideout. I could hear their conversation.
いねえだろ。
ぐるっと回ってみるが、そっちを見てくれ。
They could tell by the sound of their footsteps they went separate ways and that each of them was walking around the piles of trash separately. I made this hideout out of an abandoned car, just redecorated it. So on the outside, it still looks like nothing other than an abandoned car. But once you look inside, you can instantly tell it's more than that. So if they look inside, I'm done for. It's obvious that they're looking for me. The Sonozaki Corps attack unit? If they find me, I'll be killed for sure. I know all too well that this place is perfect for murdering people. I killed 2 people here myself. If I could do it, it'll be no problem for them because they're real professional killers. Even so, there's nothing I can do right now. I just have to pray they'll leave here soon. At that time, I heard a slight beeping sound.
アツシです。感度良好。はい。ゴグラ？はい。了解です。
どうした？
竜宮レナはゴグラらしい。目撃情報があったそうだ。
Oh.
おいおい、お手上げだぜ。どうするんだよ。
とにかく是が非でも捕まえて連れてこいって旦那の命令だ。たとえ行ったのが札幌だろうと博多だろうと追っかけるしかねえだろ。
無理だぜ。見つかるわけねえ。それでも探さなきゃなんねえのか。
旦那は竜宮レナの持つ高野美代のスクラップ帳ってのを欲しがってる。
What?
あんだけの剣幕になるんだから相当のもんだろうぜ。
で、俺たちはどうするんだよ。
竜宮家前に貼り付けだけ残して他は引き上げだそうだ。戻って麦茶でも飲もうぜ。
Heard their footsteps going further, and then I didn't hear them anymore. After a while, I heard the engine of the car starting. Finally got out from underneath the blanket and looked outside the window. Wait, no, the could have been police officers. Right? The car made a U-turn and drove away. The sound of the engine faded away into darkness. I heaved a sigh of relief. I scratched at all my itchy mosquito bites, wiped the sticky sweat off my face and neck, and finally allowed myself to cough. Let me read that. Whenever he was Mayo Takano's scrapbooks and he wants them, he was pretty upset about it, so I'm sure they're worth a lot. Worth a lot? She recalled the others except the ones who's watching her house, so we should go back to the office too. I'm gonna have to say Oshi? Maybe. Goddamn, there's a lot of moving parts in this. But I'm pretty sure it's the police officers Oshi sent out. Pretty sure. Won't make sense. I heard their conversation clearly. They heard the pawns of the Sonozaki corpse without a doubt. Matches with what Oshi told me. They said something very important. They clearly said that they're after the scrapbooks. Up until now, I only assumed that they were chasing after me because I had Mio-san's scrapbooks. I could have forced myself to believe that it was just my assumption. But they said, no. Oh my god, it makes more sense because it is the police, because Mion told the police that she was in Urugawa or whatever. So they have to be the police officers. Bingo. Alright, let's keep going. Okay. For a second there, game, you almost had me. I'm like, the director's organization? Nope, not yet. Not yet. But they said it loud and clear. We need to find Rena Rigu. She has Mio Takano's scrapbooks. That's what they said. They also said they're keeping watch at my house. I'm not surprised. That's exactly what I would do if I were them. I can't go back to my house anymore. It's out of the question. But, in fact, they said something way more important than any of that. They said Rena Rigu was seen in Gogura. If I was in a normal situation, I'd probably think I was about to saw a look-alike and I'd laugh out loud. But the situation is different now. Oh my god. Mio-san was dead, but she was at the festival. I'm here, but I was in Gogura. Mio-san wrote about it in her scrapbooks, and I didn't want to believe it. They're coming closer to me. I don't mean the Sonozaki family. Something beyond common sense is about to happen. Should I fight it, or should I run? I don't even know what I should do. I feel like I'm rooted to the spot with fear. Am I about to be eaten? No. I don't want to be eaten alive. I want to run away if I can't win. If I can't win, I want to fight. I want to be happy. I know I am. I'm not going to sit pretty and let them get me. But the enemy, Mio-san foretold of in the scrapbooks, is coming closer to me, starting to eat me up. In the garbage dump alone. If I disappeared right now without anybody knowing it, the person who was in Gogura would replace me and start living my life. Nobody would notice the change. My father wouldn't notice it. My friends wouldn't notice it. It would replace me without anyone noticed it. Wait. Many people close to me might have been replaced already. That's right. The Sonozaki family's plotting about terrorism, but that's only a part of what they're planning. Mice possessed by them don't get scared of cats. As a result, they don't run away. They'll be eaten by the cats, and they can move into the cats' bodies. Mice are only used by them for their purpose. It's not like they lose their fear of cats in order to help them achieve their purpose. The same thing goes with the Sonozaki family. They think they're doing things by their own will, but they're just helping them without realizing it. That's exactly how they lived since long ago, being the parasite. We're nothing but a bunch of mice for them. Most mice are stupid. They don't even notice their existence. They help them to achieve their purpose, thinking they're living their lives by their own will. They're very wary. A mouse with wits is born. This mouse notices that he's being used, and he also notices their existence. Nobody believes him, so it's not a big deal. He starts thinking that it was his mistake. He gets swallowed by them. Eventually he disappears. But even more wary, a mouse appears from nowhere, notices their existence, and objectively proves it. That mouse was Mio-san. To them, this mouse was a rare and very dangerous existence. That's why they resorted to unbelievably bold and violent methods to try and eliminate that mouse when it appeared. Surprisingly, we knew about those measures. But the stupid mice don't believe it. They don't notice that they're forcing them not to believe it, that they're helping them in the end. They killed Mio-san. And they tried to replace her. But they made a mistake. We found a real corpse of Mio-san. That's why they failed to replace her. They tried to kill me and replace me too. They'll replace my friends in order to get close to me. They look just like the real people. They're totally different inside. They're an abnormal existence that's beyond our imagination. And no, they'll appear. No, they're already here. It appeared the day after Mio-san died. It appeared in the Gogura tonight. They'll keep coming. They're only openly after me now. They'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. Right then I heard somebody coming down the slope. Oh no, Catchy, no, fuck. Oh fuck, man. Oh fuck. Oh god, oh no. I concealed my presence again and I walked in the direction where the footsteps were coming from. I could see one flashlight. It looked like there was only one person now. Who is it? This way at night. Its shadow is very small. I can tell it is an adult. I felt a chill running through my body. Shined the flashlight towards my hideout, and its footsteps were coming straight towards me. It's different from the other guys earlier. I could tell by the sound of the footsteps that it knows I'm hiding here for sure. No, it must be just a coincidence. I should just conceal myself again. I can make it through this again. I made it through last time. I need to hide. I need to hide. I pulled the blanket over myself, made myself as small as possible, and kept telling myself that I was a stone. But the footsteps kept coming closer and closer, and it knocked on the door of my hideout. I opened my eyes wide. I broke out in a nervous sweat. Not wanting to believe that the sound I heard was a knock, my mind went completely blank. But it knocked on the door again. I could feel a light shining on the blanket. It might be shining the flashlight on me, but I still held back my fear. As long as I don't move, you can't put a finger on me. I kept telling myself that as if I was casting a spell, trying not to shake in fear. It laughed. It has laughed at me because I thought I was still hiding perfectly. But I still tried, because if I got out of the blanket... What the hell? I flew off the blanket and saw the owner of the voice. Rika? It is Rika-chan. Now, why is she here? Why did she come to see me? I don't understand why she came all the way here alone this way at night. I realized all of a sudden, she looks just like Rika-chan on the outside. But she's not her. It is just copying her appearance. Came to Mio-san to meet and to Rika-chan. I decided to talk aggressively on purpose in order to work up courage before my fear crushed me down.
Rika-chan, kana?
Me. 他の誰に見えるのですか?
It answers just like the Rika-chan I know. But I know it's not Rika-chan. Rika-chan wouldn't come to a place like this so late at night.
わかるよ。Rika-chan じゃないんでしょ。おあいにくだけど、私の目はごまかせないよ。
Oh shit.
外見がリカちゃんであっても、あんたはリカちゃんじゃない。私の友達のフルでリカじゃない。何者？
Rika looked stunned for a while. She looked as if she didn't understand what I was talking about. But she pretended like that for too long. She really didn't know what I was talking about. She wouldn't be able to stand the silence for this long, but she kept quiet. She finally showed her true character. It laughed. It laughed at me because I figured out something that was almost impossible to figure out, that it was not Rika. It didn't answer my question. It kept laughing for a while. And then it looked straight into my eyes in a way Rika-chan never did before and said this. What the fuck is happening? What?
あなたは勘がいい人だと初対面から思ってたけど、大したものね。
She clearly spoke to me the things I was most afraid of. I was completely shocked. It's like she told me everything that could possibly scare me. I didn't want to hear any of this. It's something I can't possibly twist in a way I can comprehend.
でもあえてリカだと名乗っておくわ。
Oh shit.
私もリカを自分の呼び名だと思って。
While?
かなり長いしね。
へえ、長いってどれくらいに？
大したことはないわ。ほんの100年程度よ。
は
あ？
何を言ってんのあんた。
I'm contradicting myself. I know the person who's standing in front of me isn't Wika, but at the same time I deny its existence. As long as humans hold this kind of emotion, they can never accept unknown existence. In other words, we can never accept them.
怯えなくていいわ。あなたは社内、私は社外。互いに相手に物騒なことをするのは簡単じゃない。お互いに都合のいい距離だと思うけど、私が何百年生きていようとも、フルでリカは所詮あなたに腕力で勝てると思ってないわ。むしろ逆上したあなたに飛びかかられないか不安なのはこっちの方なんだから。
I realized that this creepy thing that looks just like Rika was only here to talk to me. Felt my tension fade away a little bit. But still, I don't know what she wants to talk to me about at a place like this so late at night. I'm like a fish on a cutting board. There's nothing I can do other than to wait and see what's going to happen. I waited for it to make a move for a while, and then it opened its mouth again.
あなたは何かに怯えている。それは正解。
It uses sarcasm. Rika-chan's cute face looked uglier than ever when it smiled. I held back my fear and tried to reply firmly.
ええ、おかげさまで。
そう。何に怯えているの？
あんたらが一番よくわかっているくせに。
He told me earlier that we were safe from each other because one was in the car and the other was standing outside. But it's obvious that I'm the one who was being driven into a corner. While I'm talking to it, it could be surrounded by its minions. I got scared and tried to listen to the sounds of my surroundings carefully.
怖がらないで。私はあなたを助けに来たんだから。
助けに？へえ、どうやってかな？
あなたはね、ちょっとしたお薬で楽になるのよ。
I swear to God, if you bring out the fucking syringe.
私はその薬を持ってきたと言ったら、
薬？
It puts its hand in the pocket and took out a small case. It opened the case and showed me what was inside. What was in there made me gasp in surprise.
注射器。
Son of a bitch, man. It's not normal for a person to carry around a syringe. I have no idea what's going on. But what Rika-chan is holding in her hand is a syringe. There's no way I can twist that fact around.
そう。あなたを楽にしてくれる注射よ。
楽になれるって？私には分かってる。それで富武さんを殺した薬物の正体は原子の力を持った寄生虫。かつての奇病を再現させる恐ろしい注射。
富武の注射はね。でもこれは違うわよ。本当よ。
It giggled. It isn't the giggling that scares me. I'm scared that it admitted the cause of Tomiki-san's death so easily. It also admitted the direct cause of the maggot disease that Tomiki-san died from.
私にも あの死に方をさせるつもりなんでしょ。そしてゴグラに現れたレナが私に入れ替わって一件落着。そういう魂胆なんでしょ。誰がそんな注射をするもんか。
まあ嫌がるとは思った。明らかに怪しいしね。
分かってるじゃないの。ならどうするの？富武さんみたいに集団で襲って無理やり注射でもするの？
Tomoki-san's autopsy report said that he had bruises on his body that proved that he was fighting against several people right before he died. That means they must have ganged up on him to give him the shot against his own will.
無理に襲って注射したいけど、あまりうまくいった試しはないわね。だから無理やりってのはもう諦めてるわ。だからあなたの自由意志に任せることにする。
ふざけないで。そんな薄気味悪い注射誰が使うものか。
私もそのあたりは悩んだわ。どうなだめすかせばあなたに注射できるかをね。強引にも無理だし、理解も得られないし。なら結局私はあなたの判断に任せるほかないってこと。
そんなのは聞くまでもない。誰がそんな見えすいた罠にかかるか。
まあ想定通りの反応よ。どうせ期待してなかったし。
It heaved a sigh, made a gesture as if it's mocking me, and smiled bitterly. It looked as if it was saying that I'm a lower animal than that can't understand it's being given a chance for salvation. Kind of want to say I take a shot on a dare, but I know that's exactly what it is intending to do.
とっとと帰ってお前の仲間に注射には失敗したと伝えるがいい。私は負けない。最後まで徹底的に抗ってやる。そして 1% にも満たないかもしれない勝機を掴んで必ずや貴様らを打ち滅ぼしてやるから。
そう。ならばせいぜい頑張りなさいな。どうせもうすぐ滅ぶ世界だしね。
Hmm?
滅ぶ？
This world?
あなたには関係のないことよ。井戸の中のカエルが井戸の外なんかに興味を持っても仕方ないでしょ。
At this stage of the game, it said something very dubious. I tried hard to understand what this horrifying creature was trying to say.
私をこれからどうするつもりなの？
私はどうもしないわ。好きにすればいい。
It's almost too easy. As far as I know, do whatever you want means ignorance or release when your enemy says it to you. At the very least, it isn't a bad thing. Or does it have another meaning? In that way, I overinterpreted the meaning of the sentence, but then it said it again.
あなたの好きなように過ごせばいい。このリュウグウレナにはもう興味ない。
This Rena Ragu?
次のリュウグウレナとうまくやれるようにするわ。
Dog, oh hell no, we're not talking timelines, are we? Oh fuck, man.
次のリュウグウレナは変に勘が良くないことを祈るだけよ。
Dude, what the fuck? I was scared of it, like I'd be scared of a judge handing down a death sentence.
私も昔は小さなほころびが生じるたびに直そうと奔走したものだけど、途中からね、疲れてきちゃったの。このひなみ沢にもう興味ない。次のひなみ沢を探しに行くことにするわ。でもあなたにはこのひなみ沢しかない。だからせいぜい頑張って生きなさいな。
It was telling me scary things one after the other. Is this a fucking time loop? No fucking way. No fucking way. This was obviously a warning of Himisawa's destruction. It means the climax is coming soon. They have already prepared another Rena. when I lose this fate, they are going to replace me with that Rena as if nothing happened. They're very well organized. What the humans are most afraid of is for their wives to lose all value. Your wife becomes worthless when you're told that you have a replacement, so I can indirect death sentence. It closed his syringe case and put it back into its pocket. It turned around and started climbing up the slope. At the top, it looked back and spoke without as much as an evil smile.
じゃあね。さよなら。このリュウグウレナ。次のリュウグウレナでは仲良くしてね。ほとんどの場合は仲良くできてるんだから。
次のリュウグウレナなど許すものか。私は私だ。たった一人だ。お前らの思い通りにはならない。絶対に絶対に。
I wonder if my screen was reaching it. It looked at me coldly. It looked at me as if I was just an image of the past on a TV screen.
たまにはこういう会話も面白いか。
Wait. If it is a time loop, then that means the second personality of Rika is the part of her that's been through this damn time loop thousands upon thousands of times for hundreds of years. And like she said, she tried to fix every problem at the beginning, but she got tired of it. God, what? Fuck. Jeez, which is more ridiculous to believe? The parasite theory or the fucking time loop theory? But the time loop theory... Oh my god. Then who the fuck's the director then? Who's Rika? What is happening? What the fuck's happening? My brain is exploding. Oh my fucking head, man. Oh my fucking god. If it's a fucking time loop, who fucking... Oh my god. Oh, the implications of that. Oh, Jesus, fuck. That laughter gradually disappeared into the darkness. It disappeared into darkness as well. I was the only one left there. I'm forsaken, and they don't care if I disappear. They told me that I should struggle as much as I want because it doesn't matter anyway. They already have a replacement. They don't need me in their Himisawa anymore because my intuition is too sharp. When I realized that, I noticed that this garbage dump is a perfect grave for me. Then I realized that this place wouldn't work as a hideout anymore. I'd be better start packing and move somewhere else. It told me to struggle as much as I want. I'm going to do just that, damn it. Damn it! I have to get ready to move out from here. I'm going to put everything back into my backpack. I have to leave here as soon as that's possible. The light of the flashlight wasn't enough to see by, so I turned the table lamp on. Though I made things show up very clearly. When I reached my backpack, I realized something and grasped in surprise. The palm of my hand was covered with nearly brickwood. I thought I wiped off my sweaty sweat earlier, but it wasn't my sweat. Then where did this blood come from? What the fuck? I realized it right away. What the fuck? I was scratching the mosquito bites on my neck earlier, and I scratched them until it bled. When I noticed that, I remembered the sensation, the mixture of pain and itchiness. I felt something moving near that wound on my neck, so I scratched it again to get rid of whatever it was. My hand got sticky and wet with blood again. I can't see what the things are because I don't have a mirror, but I know. They're already spreading throughout my entire body, causing the itchiness on my arms and the back of my knees. If I'd never experienced this before, I think I'd get bitten by a bad bug or something. But unfortunately, I already know what's causing this itchiness. I said it with hatred. Why now? Why here? It's the maggot disease without a doubt. If I cut the veins on my arms, the dusky red gross fangs would flow out. But it's impossible. I didn't get any suspicious shots. But it doesn't have to be a shot. They might have put the drug in my food. I might have eaten it without noticing. If they put it in the food at my house where I used to share lunch with my friends at school. They might have put it in the luncheons. That week who visited me just earlier was shining the flashlight on me. So she knew that I was scratching my neck so hard it bled. Nevertheless, she acted like there was nothing wrong, and she told me that it wouldn't last long. Now I know why she was laughing at me in a sarcastic way. She knew that I wouldn't have much time left. It itches very badly, but I can't scratch. The more I scratch, the itchier it gets, and I'm not going to do the same thing Tomiki-san did. Damn it, damn it, damn it! The itchiness might not be temporary. I might actually get worse. I don't know if it's going to stop soon or if it's going to last until I die from it. I don't know anything anymore. Just have to endure the itchiness. I wiped the blood on my neck with a towel, clenched my teeth, and tried to erase the desire to scratch my necks. The wound was throbbing. I wanted to scratch it so badly, but I couldn't do that. I fought back the desire, biting the end of the towel. I scratched other parts of my body really hard in order to forget about the itchiness on my neck, but it didn't really work. I just prayed for the itchiness to go away, closed my eyes, and fought back the desire. That seemed to be the best way. I let my mind go blank, breathing hard for a while. Felt like the itchiness got a little bit better. I took a deep breath and I immediately started panicking. Staying here is more dangerous than the itchiness. I have to leave here as soon as possible. I felt it while packing my stuff. I felt the end coming closer, the end that Rika told me about earlier. I assumed that it could live until the end, but it might have been wrong. I might have followed the same path Tomiki-san took, way before the end comes. I was sweating like crazy and felt so nasty. I know it's not sweat, but I'm going to think it's sweat for now. I wet my neck with a towel and hurried to leave. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. This area has no streetlights, so I was scared to run fast when I could barely see. The moon lit up the sky, but not my steps. The only light I had to see by was my flashlight. The light was very weak. All I could see was the flat gravel road before me. Anything the flashlight couldn't reach was in total darkness. The expression often used in novels, pitch black, when being inappropriate. I might trip over an empty can or rock any time. Not wanting to fall, I used the flashlight to its maximum extent to watch my step, but I was still a bit nervous. I started running slower and slower until I was just walking briskly. Did I just stop running because I'm afraid of tripping in the dark? I usually run around without watching my step during the day. I run around with Reina and Mion all the time. Even if I can see what's underfoot, I don't pay any attention. I don't think I might trip, I just keep running around without care. Reina might be feeling the same way as I am right now. For Reina, the way with she illuminates the darkness of suspicion is too weak. The darkness of the delusion she deeply believes in is getting darker and darker. That's why she's scared to even walk in the same road she always used to take. She fell for the contents of those ridiculous scrapbooks. People might laugh at her for that, but those scrapbooks aren't normal. They manipulate their readers' hearts and, with evil intent, take advantage of their vulnerabilities. That evil intent captured my heart for one night. That's why I know how evil they are. They're just urban legends like the prophecies of Nostradamus or the Purple Mirror. They're a bunch of feasible lies, and when you hear about them at first, you think they're too stupid to believe, but once you fall for them, it's hard to get them out of your mind for some reason. It'll be the year 1999 in less than 20 years. Everybody knows about the prophecy that the world will come to an end in July of 1999. There are even some TV shows about it too, which irresponsibly fan people's fears, so some people take it seriously. Those people think that the prophecy means the outbreak of nuclear war, so some of them are making shelters in the backyard, some of them are thinking about freezing themselves by 1999 so that they won't be exposed to radiation or waking up after it's gone. Those people are completely serious about it. But when you think about it rationally, it's impossible that there will be an outbreak of nuclear war in 1999. True that the Cold War makes us think that the final war will break out any time, but both powers are actually pointing their nuclear missiles at each other, and they know there's nothing to gain for either of them to start a nuclear war. The Soviets might still do it. Soviets would destroy the world if it meant eradicating liberalism. But that delusion that the Soviets might do it could be neatly swapped for the way Takano-san uses the Sonozaki family in her scrapbooks. When people create a large-scale delusion like the prophecies above, they always use an incomprehensibly unknown enemy such as the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, or aliens. They say something like, you never know, they might do things like that to try and increase the credibility of their delusions without any evidence whatsoever. What did Takano-san know about the Sonozaki family? Nothing! All she did was use the history of Onikafuchi and say that the Sonozaki family is still working behind the scenes, plotting a horrifying conspiracy. It's just like one of those large-scale prophecies. It's nothing but just a stupid story like that one about Nazi Germany where it says that Hitler is still alive and lives in an underground complex somewhere on the South Pole, continuing his plot to conquer the world. But I usually doesn't believe in stupid stories like that. But it was just bad timing, I suppose. It was right after she killed Rena Miyama and Teppei Hojo and was caught by us. She was in a state of panic when she heard the story. We were waiting for her to recover from the shock. But before she did and regained her strength of heart, a poison got into her and spread all throughout her body. When you're sick and have a weakened immune system, it's easy to get another disease. It's just like that. That's it. Rena's just sick right now. When you're very sick, in bed with a high fever, you sometimes feel like you might die from it. But most of the time, you're just overreacting. You get better soon after you take a medicine, eat healthy food, and sleep a lot. That's how she is right now. She caught a mental cold, that's all. She needs to get better soon or she might actually get caught by the police. Passed several patrol cars on my way. I hate every time I saw one since I didn't want to be questioned. That's why we passed by them twice. When I came close to Rena's house, I saw a car parked near the gate. It was obviously watching her house, trying to capture her when she arrived home. Mion ordered the Sonozaki family to find Rena to protect her from the police, but honestly, I'm not sure if they can. After all, Rena believes that the Sonozaki family is after her, but if they don't find her, the police will eventually. If that happens, all of us who helped her bury the corpses will be caught by the police in the end. I don't know how or why the police came to suspect her. I think that they only have some circumstantial evidence. I don't think they know she did it for sure. But since they're looking everywhere for her now, they must have some kind of reliable evidence. Rena, come on. You don't have the time to play around with Takano-san's scrapbooks right now. The police are after you. Oh boy. Oh god, what is going to happen in this damn yard? It was so dark that I couldn't be sure if she was down there. But I made up my mind and headed down the slope, carefully shining my flashlight to light my way. I wanted to loudly call out Rena's name, but there might be some policemen nearby looking for her. I walked around a trash pile and then I saw a light. It was Rena. I went towards her hideout, kicking aside the trash in my way. Oh shit. Rena was standing right in front of her hideout, holding a hatchet. I couldn't blame her. She must have noticed all the noise I had made coming down the slope.
レナ、俺だ。
今度は圭一くん今夜はいろんな人が来る夜だね。
俺以外にも誰かいるのか？
I shone my flashlight around, but I didn't see anybody else.
この場所はもう安全じゃないんで、今から場所を変えるところなの。圭一くんにも知られたくないから、ついてこないで。
レナ、お前どうしたんだよ、その怪我。血だらけじゃないか。
もう落ち着いたから大丈夫だよ。もっともいつぶり返すかわからないけどね。
Rena's neck was all red. It looked like she had some kind of skin disease on her neck. She probably couldn't bear the itchiness and scratched it really hard.
タオルで拭いただけじゃダメだろ。とりあえず家へ来いよ。ちゃんと消毒した方がいいぞ。
傷口は大したことないよ。それにこれは傷によるものじゃない。もう手遅れだし。
手遅れ？どういうことだよ。
富武さんを死に導いた何かを私もいつの間にか服毒させられてるみたいなの。注射なんて物騒な方法じゃない。多分それは弁当のおかずに混ぜられてたの。覚えてる？先日みーちゃんが卵焼きを一人一個ずつ分けてくれたよね。 あの時にやられたんだと思う。遅効性なところがうまいよね。さあ。
When I kicked the dirt with hatred, she was almost literally kicking Mion's goodwill to the curb.
おいレナ、お前本気でミオンがそんなことすると思ってるのか？
When I looked stunned and she stared straight at me, I noticed a slight accusation in her eyes. I could tell by looking into her eyes that she wants to say, "What are you talking about? I already told you that the Sonozaki family is the mastermind behind the conspiracy."
第一よ、あの日の卵焼き、ミオンは一人に一つずつなんか分けてないだろ。
Mion cut her omelet into 5 pieces and she told us to take one if we wanted. When I took the end piece of the omelet before anybody else took one, she said it looked cute and ate it right there.
違うよ。みーちゃんは毒が入ってた卵焼きを私にわざと食べさせようとしたんだよ。
レナ、都合よく記憶を書き換えるなよ。タッパーの蓋の上にこうちょんちょんと5つ並べたんじゃないか。
並べてないよ。一人に一つずつ配った。
そんなこと今までにあったか？俺たちは互いの弁当箱を好きにつつくバイキング形式だぜ。これは誰の分なんてお上品に分けっこしたことなんて一度もねえじゃねえか。
She looked at me with that accusation in her eyes. To Rena, everything that comes out of my mouth must sound like a lie. To her, it's a fact that she was poisoned. She knows for sure that the drug was in the omelet. That's why she's contradicting me, because I'm saying something different. I didn't come here to make her mad. I realized that disagreeing would only escalate her anger, so I decided not to.
それよりさ、ここはもう安全な場所じゃないってどこへ行くつもりだよ。
さあね。適当に探すよ。
寝るところなんてそうそう見つからねえだろ。俺の家に来いよ。
ありがたいけど辞退するね。園崎家の手先が村中を探し回ってる。圭一君が裏切って私を売るとは思いたくないけど、かばいきれるとも思えない。
園崎家の手先が探し回ってるってのは逆だぞ。警察がレナを探し回ってるんだ。
なんで？大石さんは味方だし、私のことは放っておくように言ってある。私を探すなんてありえないよ。
多分リナと鉄平を殺したことがどこかで漏れたんじゃないかと思う。
ああ、そういうことか。
I was relieved that we were finally on the same page, but I realized I was wrong right away when she left in self-delusion.
どうして警察があの殺しのことを感づいたかわかる？
いや、わかるわけないだろう。
Nobody saw her killing them. Nobody saw us burying the corpses. We buried them deep in the mountains, and we camouflaged the spot perfectly. Plus, Mion moved them to a secret place afterwards, so it's impossible that the corpses would be found.
今日の夕方ね。私、あの二人の死体を埋めた場所に戻ったの。そしたら、
That didn't sound good. Of course. And I had no idea that Mion took care of the corpses. She'd think the corpses were still buried there.
なかったの。死体が。誰かが掘り返して死体を持ち去った。
いや、レナ。それ、
あんな場所、誰かが偶然掘り返すわけもない。それに、あの場所は私が決めた。だからあの場所に埋まっていることは、あの場に居合わせた人間しか知らない。
そうだ、その通りだよ。だからそれは。
誰がやったかは分かってる。みーちゃんだよ。私が警察と結託することがないよう、 保険が欲しかったに違いない。そのザキ家に探させるだけじゃなく警察にも探させるとはね。連中もなりふり構ってられないってことか。
ミオンがそんなことするわけねえだろ。
したんだよ。みーちゃんが私を撃った。
いや、しねえな。ミオンも俺たちもみんな仲間だぞ。たとえ世界が全部敵になったとしたって仲間は最後まで味方なんだ。だからミオンがレナを売ることなんて、海水が全部蒸発するような天変地異があったって絶対にありえない。
みーちゃんの肩をどうして持つの？
逆だろ。なんでミオンをそこまで疑うんだよ。
そんなのは決まってるでしょ。ミオさんの暴いた致命的な事実は信者たちの偉大な計画の実現。
黙れ黙れ。あ、ちょっと言葉がきつかったな。いいか、あの死体がなくなっていたのは確かにミオンが掘り返したからだ。
やっぱりそうじゃない。
終わりまで聞けよ。いいか、ミオンが死体を掘り返したのはあの埋めた場所が安全じゃないことが分かったからなんだ。営林署がこの夏あの辺り一帯を伐採するって計画を立ててたことが後に分かったんだよ。だからミオンはレナを守るために死体を掘り返してくれたんだよ。
Mona laughed at me like I was stupid or something. Could tell she didn't understand anything I was saying.
そんなのみーちゃんの口から出まかせに決まってるでしょ。圭一くんの前ではいいこぶりたいあの子の汚いやり方だって。
あのな、じゃあどうすりゃよかったんだよ。今年の夏に営林署が見つけちまうかもしれないと知ってて放置しとくのかよ。そんなことできるわけねえだろ。
その営林署の伐採計画というのがそもそもみーちゃんの作り話だってどうしてわからないのかな。
わからねえのはレナの方だろ。
After I yelled at her, she gave me an icy look. She stared into my eyes, as if trying to find out what I came here for.
俺はレナの目を覚ましに来たんだ。お前は高野さんのスクラップ帳のせいでとんでもないおかしな夢に取りつかれてる。最初のうちは面白い話だと思ってたが、そろそろシャレにならないと思い始めた。お前は今ちょっとした病気なんだよ。
ああ、理科もどきにも病気だって言われたっけね。確かに氏脇病はもう始まってるし。
ああ、もう違うんだ違うんだ。とにかく俺の話を聞け。しばらくの間横になってじっくりと休まねえか。本当はミオンの家にかくまってもらった方が安全なんだ。警察からもかくまえるしな。でもそれでもミオンが信用できないってんなら俺の家でもいい。とにかくこんな休めない場所で縮こまってだって心にいいわけがないんだ。まずは俺の家に行こう。そして冷たい飲み物でも飲みながらちょいと熱を冷ましてみないか。そうすりゃレナもすぐに気づくさ。
何を言ってるの圭一くん。私がおかしくなってるって言いたいの？おかしいのはお前たちの方なんだ。お前たちは寄生虫に乗っ取られて知らず知らずのうちに奴らに操られているだけ。圭一くんも傍観者のつもりでいるけど実は被害者の一人なんだよ。それに気づけないのが彼ら。それを私は責めない。私がきっと圭一くんたちを救ってあげるから、今は私を信じていて。
おかしいのはお前たちの方って。じゃあレナは村が丸ごとおかしくて自分だけが正しいっていうのかよ。
ひなみ沢だけじゃないかもしれないね。もはや奴らの魔種は 獅子骨市全域、あるいは県内全域にまで及んでいるかもしれない。でも私だけは正しいの。ミオさんのスクラップのおかげでそれに気づけた。ケイチ君だって気づけたんじゃなかったっけ？
待てよレナ、待てよレナ。自分以外世界中が全ておかしいって、それってつまりさ、認めてるってことじゃねえかよ。おかしいのは自分だけなんだよ。世界は最初から何も変わってねえし、おかしくもなんともない。ましてやレナの敵でもなんでもない。自分だけが正しくて世界が全部敵なんてことはありえないんだよ。それはつまり自分だけが敵ってことなんだよ。
かわいそうなケイチ君。でも仕方がないよ。ミオさんの真実は誰もが受け入れられるものではない。ミオさん自身、この内容が本当に真実かまだ測りかねていた節があったしね。だからケイチ君が受け入れられないことを私は理解できる。だからそんなケイチ君を救うために私は頑張るよ。頑張って戦って必ずケイチ君たちを支配している奴らをやっつけてやるから。
Mona, that's stupid. That's just idiotic. Feel sorry for me? You're stupid. What don't you understand? Why do you still believe a crazy, stupid story like this? You're just interpreting everything to suit your convenience.
ミオさんもリカちゃんも、そして今や私も、もうスペアが用意されてるの。そして私が消されるのと同時に入れ替わることになっている。
はあ？スペア？お前本気で何を言ってるんだ？
もういいや。ケイチ君には真実を教えてあげよう。私がケイチ君に話してない。実はね、寄生虫の正体は宇宙人なの。
宇宙人？
What?
うん。お社様の正体ももちろん宇宙人。天から降臨する際の描写は世界各地に散らばる宇宙人説と合致するの。偉大な文明が起こるとき、偉人は必ず宇宙から現れる。彼らは宇宙から優れた英知を持って地球を訪れ、いつまでも未熟な地球人類の進化を促そうと。
Hey, wait just a minute. You must be kidding, right, Rena? The parasite theory was interesting, but aliens? Come on, that's just nonsense. But Rena believes this theory so seriously, and she feels sorry for me because I can't accept it.
奴らは人体規制を通じてコミュニティを支配してきた。
Wow, Lily is the body snatchers.
だが時折勘のいい人間が生まれ、その支配の実態を暴こうとした。彼らはそれを取り除き、コミュニティを維持するために様々な拉致を行ったの。そして時には金属片を埋め込みそのコントロールを得たり、あるいは外見だけを共有した別の存在と入れ替えることによって支配を続け、そいつらはミオさんのコピーを生み、私のコピーを生んだ。リカちゃんのコピーもさっき来たんだよ。そいつと話をしてみた。そいつは宇宙から来た存在であることを認めたよ。そして破滅の日が近いことを告白し、私にあがけるものならあがけと嘲笑った。私は戦うよ。人類を奴らの家畜になどしてたまるか。私は絶対に。
You're so stupid. I stepped towards Rena and slapped her in the face. I was hoping it would return her to sanity.
目を覚ませレナ、もう忘れたか。まさにこの場所だ。それもほんの数日前だ。 俺たち仲間たちはこの場所で全員で手を取り合ったよな。そして仲間は家族同然だって認め合ったよな。
When I played with her wrist, she didn't interrupt, so I continued.
お前の言う宇宙人が地球を侵略してるって話をお前が本気で言ってるなら、たとえ世界中が信じなくても俺は信じてやる。俺はお前の仲間で一番最初の味方だからだ。でもならお前も聞いてくれ。仲間で味方の俺の言葉を聞いてくれ。あの高野さんのスクラップ帳はでっち上げのインチキなんだよ。本当さ、高野さんはオカルトマニアなんだ。ひなみ沢の古い歴史をいろいろに解釈して遊んで陳説を書き上げては人に読ませて回っているだけなんだ。だから寄生虫がどうのこうのという説以外にも UFO がどうこうとか地底人がどうこうなんていうとんでもないのまでたくさんあるんだ。だからレナが読んだスクラップ帳は高野さん自慢の最新作でしかないんだよ。ほら、あの人って人をからかうみたいなところがあるだろう。レナが真面目に話を聞いてくれるもんだから面白がってとんでもない話を吹き込んだだけなんだよ。
単なる創作ならミオさんはどうして殺されたの？しかも検視結果では死後24時間のはずなのに、どうして祭りの夜に歩いていたの？富武さんの死因は？園崎家は？ひなみ沢の伝説は？お社様は？リカちゃんは？全部創作？世界中が私たちを騙すために嘘をついているって、そういうの？
何でもかんでも無理につなげて解釈するな。古代妄想の典型的な症例じゃねえかよ。とにかく難しく考えるな。レナはちょっと疲れてるだけなんだ。だから少し休もう。俺はレナにくつろげる部屋と布団、食事を提供するだけだ。食事が信用できないなら自前で好きにしてくれたっていい。とにかく俺の言うことを今だけでいいから信じてほしいんだ。
私の言っている話の方が筋も通っているし、証拠も根拠もたくさんある。なのに圭一君は自分を信じてくれの一点張り。どっちが正しいかなんて明白でしょ？
ああ、明白だな。俺が正しい。
よくそんなことを言い切れるね。
ああ、そんなのは簡単さ。俺がレナの仲間だからだ。仲間は絶対に裏切らない。仲間を絶対に助ける。だから世界中が俺を正しくないと言っても今だけは俺を信じろ。俺がお前の仲間だからなんだ。
I heard a thud. When I dropped the hatchet. She staggered, holding her head in her hands. She was muttering something and looked like she was asking herself questions. He wants me to trust him, but he has no evidence to prove he's right. He's being absurd. Or maybe he's right, and I'm wrong. Maybe we were just misunderstanding everything. You were wonderful if that was true. I wish I was just wrong so many times. I wish Mio-san scrapbooks are nothing but a bunch of stories and the parasite doesn't exist. Some coincidences happen to be connected together and I interpreted them in the wrong way. I wish that was the case. Don't give up, Wenerigu. Be cool, Wenerigu. This guy is poisoning his words. He's trying to take advantage of my weakness. Everything is too obvious not to believe. It's obvious that the aliens have been trying to invade their Earth using this village as their base ever since it was called Okafuji. Keiichi-kun is a victim who's been controlled by them. He's just a victim. But when he grabbed my wrist very hard on that day, I could tell his intentions were true. I still remember the strength of his grip on my wrist. He tried to save me, his friend. Got lost in this crazy, delusional maze many times. I prayed over and over that somebody would help me. And now my prayers are answered and Keiichi-kun is reaching for my hand again. But don't forget, Voidlego, this guy says he's your friend, but he hasn't told you everything about himself. Don't you remember? Oshi-san told you about it. He told me about what he found out. I couldn't trust my friend, so Oshi checked on everybody, including Ketchi-kun. That's why I know about what he did before he moved here. He looks like he's a good guy on the outside, but he's crazy on the inside. I can't trust him. I shouldn't trust him. So what? I don't care who he was before he moved here. I did many bad things in Baki too. I did many unforgivable things. I hurt my friends really bad. We broke the windows at the school and was suspended. I was a very bad girl. Did he treat me differently because of that? No, he didn't. Voidlego was Voidlego. He'll forgive me because it was Voidlego who did all the bad things in Baki. He won't forgive me. I should know better. Ketchimura Power believes that I'm a kind and modest girl because he doesn't know Rina. If he found out about Rina, what would he do? He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't be scared of me. When I was Rina is a different girl. The same goes for Ketchi-kun. I don't care who he was before he moved. He were even.
大丈夫かレナ。
触るな。汚らわしい。
Shit. Lena knocked my hand aside when I reached for her.
さっきから聞いていれば仲間とやかましい。仲間だから信じろ。仲間だから世界中すべてより正しいだと。それこそ妄言じゃないか。
なんと言われたって俺はお前の仲間だ。だから絶対にお前のためになることを言っている。疑うな。絶対に俺が正しい。
へえ。じゃあ聞いてもいい？
あ、何でも聞け。
仲間ってのは隠し事なんてないんだよね。
当然だ。隠し事なんかしない。
嘘だよ。
嘘なんかつかない。
嘘だ。
何がおかしいよ。
圭一くん、隠し通せてるつもりなんだ。私知ってるんだよ。圭一くんが引っ越してくる直前にどういうことしてたか知ってるんだよ。
I felt as if my entire body was covered in frosty nibbles. What? My body and mind froze all of a sudden. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. How come she knows about that? Knows about what?
大石さんに調べてもらったんだよ。みんなのこと。そしたら圭一くん、引っ越しの前はとんでもない人だったんだよね。
やめろ。あれは違うんだ。
ずいぶん悪いことしてたみたいだね。さとこちゃんとリカちゃんにも話しておかないとね。
What?
こんな危ない人が身近にいたなんて信じられないよ。
違う。それはたまたまなんだ。
What?
モデルガンで通行人を連続して襲撃。すごい。ひなみ沢村連続開始事件に負けないくらいインパクトあるよ。
違うんだよ。あれは本当に。
何がどう違うの？数週間の間に見ず知らずの通行人を狙って通りがかりにモデルガンで撃ちつける恐ろしい事件だった。市内一帯は一時期騒然。PTA が交差点ごとに立ち集団下校にもなったんだってね。目に当たって大怪我した人もいたんでしょ。幸い後遺症にはならなかったそうだけど。 モデルガンなんて武器を持って誰彼構いなしに面白半分で付け狙ういやらしさ。そんなことして何が楽しかったの？でも楽しかったからずっと続けてたんだよね。そのくせ途中で両親の呵責に耐えられなくなってご両親と一緒に自首。責任取るのもご両親と一緒じゃないとダメなわけ？少年法って親切よね。被害者にも犯人の名前は公開されないし、お父さんが大金持ちだったから示談金をたくさん積んでくれたんだよね。それで大ごとにしない約束を取り付けてまったりとしばらくは保護観察。それでほとぼりが冷めた頃合いにお金に任せて遠方へ引っ越しして全部チャラ。いいねお金持ちは。
違うんだ、違うんだ。
そんなことどうして今まで黙ってたの？前の学校ではずっと勉強漬けだった？どうしてそんな嘘をつくの？
ごめん、嘘ってわけじゃ。
仲間ってのは隠し事なんかなしでしょ？そうでしょ？じゃあお前は仲間じゃない。
The boy's very words hit hard, and it made my eyes bleed. The blood was clear and tasted salty.
私も過去の事件からお前が怪しいと思ってる。それを隠しきれてると思わないで。
I remember how deeply I regretted it. I couldn't regret enough. I wanted to forget, but I couldn't. I made a stupid mistake. Why? Why does she have to bring it up right now? I apologized and accepted everything. I moved here to put it behind me. I wanted to have a fresh start in Himizawa. I swore to myself to live a queen life from then on. Everything is ruined now. I'll be a criminal no matter where I go. I was stressed out with my exam studies. I was frustrated. I randomly shot people. I didn't care if it was girls or kids. Why did I do something so stupid? There was no reason. I had no reason to do that. I just wanted to get someone's attention. I didn't have the courage to tell my parents I didn't want to study. I just wanted somebody to scold me, so I used a childish way to get attention. I regretted what I did. I swear I'd never do anything stupid again. If I do it again, they could send me to the chair. There was something I could do to be completely forgiven. I'd do it no matter what it was. But no matter how deeply I regretted it, no matter how long I atoned for my sin, I'll never be forgiven. That's why I wanted to sweep the whole thing under the carpet and have a fresh start. I'm nothing to say if somebody tells me that forgetting my sin is an act of cowardice. Sins are sins. You can't just get rid of them. You have to carry them for the rest of your life. I know that's the fate of a sinner. If you don't want to live like that, don't be a sinner. I understand that logic too. But then, how are sinners supposed to live?
とにかくお前は仲間じゃない。仲間じゃないやつの指図は受ける言われはない。私のことは当分放っておいてもらう。いいね。
I didn't notice until she spoke that I was on my knees, hanging my head. When I picked up the hatchet she dropped earlier, I wanted her to hit my head with it. Yeah, that's right. If anything's going to be torn apart, I'd rather it be my body. Compared to the pain of my heart being torn to shreds, I'd rather she cut my head off. I believed it. I still believe it. I still believe it right at this moment. I believe that I'm their friend. But in fact, I'm starting to become aware of it. I want to believe I'm their friend because I don't want to accept my past. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I feel stupid crying like this. My face is all messy with tears. I was never their friend. I'm a sinner. and I hid my past from them. I hid it because I was scared. I told her that friends don't hide anything from another. I hid my past from them. I hid my sin from them. My past has nothing to do with how I live my life here. If I ever attacked a kid in this village just because I was frustrated, I wouldn't mind if they killed me and cut me into pieces. But I'll never do anything like that again. Just want to live normally. What I did before I moved here has nothing to do with my life now. For instance, when I moved here too, I wouldn't change the way I see her, even if I found out she did something bad before she moved here. Right? I wouldn't, would I? Even if Rena beat some of her friends or broke all of the windows of her school, I wouldn't care because it happened in Ibaraki. She didn't do that in Imazawa. Rena's Rena, she's my best friend. That's why I would see her differently, even if I found out about the past. That's a why. That's a why. That's a why. That's a why. I'd keep a distance from her if I found out she really did such things. I'd be scared of her. I wouldn't try to listen to her. Why? It's just a rumor. Why would I be scared of her? She's my best friend. If I was in her situation, would I reject her just like she did? So Rena's rejection of me was completely natural. Then, what am I supposed to do? I was the only one crying. Rena wasn't crying. She looked at me as if she was looking at something dirty. After giving me a nasty look, she disappeared into the darkness. Rena didn't forgive me. There's nothing I could do to atone for my sin but to keep crying, still down on my knees. I just want to live normally. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, what a great scene. Oh, what a great scene. Holy shit. And I think my voice is completely out. Yeah, my voice is completely out, but god damn. Oh my god. That fucking scene. Shit, that scene made me think about my own past. Fuck. Oh my god. Higurashi, holy shit. I got a lot of thoughts. I'm gonna need time to put it all together, but like oh my god. What a great fucking game. If you guys enjoy this type of content, hit that subscribe button. If you liked it, hit the like button. Want to tell me something, put down comments below. Want to check out the Discord server hang out in. And my Twitter, Bro. And yeah, this has been Voidlego. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.